can copy the Twitch thing.
So yeah,
Field is live with special guest star.
Hello, Rugon.
on top of the station, you see 2 golden arches.
Oh god. You stop that.
Everybody was just like, wait, what?
Look, it was a granite.
It took us a second to register what was just said.
Yeah, it was kind of like, huh.
Okay, so I think we're ready to start in Captain Jacoby, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Captain's log, stardate 54061. The Hadfield has arrived at the recently completed Baraka Outpost, an entirely Bajoran-staffed deep space research center situated right outside Federation space. Our assignment is to assist the research at the outpost for the next week. This station has been dedicated to researching a substance discovered deep in the planet's oceans that has potential medical properties. Furthermore, we have received word that a number of civilian scientists are being brought in, and they should be arriving tomorrow. End log.
Alrighty. So we're going to start things out on the bridge of the Hadfield. And again, this is sort of the free roleplay. Anyone on the Hadfield has anything they want to do while in orbit of this station.
If anybody wants to go, now's your time.
Yes, exactly.
The last fast
good.
stop.
No, not the bathroom stuff, the other stuff.
Oh god.
I'm good.
So this station is all Bajorans?
Yes. This is a completely Bajoran-run station.
And what are they studying again?
They are studying oceans.
What?
Oceans. Did I get that right?
I thought you said abortion. So I'm like, what?
No.
Oceans.
Well,
Oceans.
as I've said, it's more specifically than that, though. They are studying a particular substance that was found in the planet's oceans.
That has potentials for medicine, you said?
Yes, potential medical application.
Well, Blackwell being one of the life sciences stations on the bridge, if he can get access to their reports, articles, studies, information about this substance, and kind of see if I can get a head start on what they're up to, what the potentials of this substance might be, all that good stuff.
Okay. Let me just see. Hang on. That's what I'm calling it. So I am going to ping you, Blackwell, with there's actually not a lot of details on it.
Okay.
But this is hang on. I think I'm gonna change it to that. This is the name of the solution that has been discovered.
Quasi-phasic vent solution.
That's a technobabble roll right there, if I ever heard one.
No, it actually is not. It is not a technobabble answer. And
I'm guessing from the name that it's found in on the vents in the seafloor, like the deep sea vents.
that is certainly possible.
Or perhaps with an AC Emperor.
Subnautica.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So actually, I'm going to show you guys. This is for the sake of Prax and Ed, so they can see this. You now are actually approaching the orbit of this planet. It's actually the outpost itself is not actually on a on a planet. It's on a moon that's orbiting a gas giant.
Hey, wait a
Okay,
second.
the
I've seen
planet
this
is a
movie.
gas giant, right?
Hmm?
The planet that the research is being conducted on is the gas giant.
No. There's a gas giant, and one of the gas giant's moons is a planet that they are doing this research on. I'll bring up the views here. I'll bring up the view screen.
An ocean moon rather than a forest moon.
See, I just called it.
That's a moon. That's a planet.
That's Pandora.
Well,
It's not Endor.
you see, by the definition of things, it's technically a moon.
I suppose because it's orbiting a larger entity, but
That's no moon.
God damn it!
Oh my god.
We're not doing this.
There's
Somebody
space
had
station
to.
up there.
so wait, what kind of class moon is this? Can it support life? Is it an M class planet?
Yeah, it's M.
M-class planetoid.
Class planetoid, right? Thank you. And is there any other sort of wildlife here except for the research?
There's like minor wildlife, small animals probably that aren't much bigger than like a large dog.
Okay.
Okay.
It's clear that life on this planet is in sort of, I wouldn't say the early stages, but it's they haven't gotten to the giant terror lizards phase yet.
Oh dear.
Is all I'm saying.
Cambion sort of deal.
Yeah.
A primordial soup still, if you will.
What about the system's sun?
System Sun is a System Suns is a yellow star, very similar to Earth's, but this planet is fifth from the sun, not third.
So it's pretty cold.
Well, no, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's cold. It just means that there are 4 other planets before it. It's not that it's super far away.
Okay.
Mr. Rugan, could you maybe scan the planet?
Aye, sir, at once.
Turn on the sensors. Get us some momentum going.
Oh God. Okay, fine.
Wait, who died and made you captain?
You! You
Womp,
died.
womp.
We're still
Well-
not sure you're back yet.
Yeah.
I
Well,
will confirm that order. Yes, Lieutenant Rugan. Scan the planet.
God. Okay. Reason science difficulty 1 assisted by the ship's sensors science. So that's difficulty 0. Roll your momentum.
If somebody would kindly do that, because I'm currently driving.
Oh, he's in the car.
Yeah.
I'll see if I
Oh,
can.
that explains that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
totally.
by the by, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players today. 7 including Rugan.
Rugan has a focus in computers. Does that count?
Not computers.
Sure.
I should get a focus in sensors, just so we'll clean up.
That's 2 momentum already. Nice job, Rugan.
The worst.
Computers.
This is
no,
what the-
sorry, sensors.
Prax, Ed, this is what the first roll of every Hadfield game is.
What?
2 momentum anyhow. That's good enough.
Actually,
That's why you gotta learn to up the difficulty for these first rolls.
well, actually, specifically, Rugan, if I recall, Rugan gets to re-roll the ship's die, I think.
Oh yes, he does. Because he's working with the computer, so.
Or, yes, or I think it's like computers or sensors. He gets to re-roll.
There we go.
That's another.
Ship's computers.
Oh, it's only for the ship's computers?
By the ship, pretty much.
Oh, if it's only for...
Anything by the ship.
Oh, if it's only for the ship...
Is it?
Is it?
If I'm assisted by the ship,
No, is
then
it-
I'm allowed to
what's the
roll
talent?
dice.
Let me check it real quick.
I think it's
It is
technical expertise, I think is...
technical expertise, yeah.
You can.
Nice.
It's either sensors or computers.
Oh, okay, so yes, you did get that re-roll. So you're at 3
Nice.
momentum. Okay. You're
Good, we haven't been doing it wrong for 6 months.
you're detecting a small scientific outpost. Probably about the size of a small star base on the planet's surface. You're also picking up about 120 life signs, so twice the crew of the Hadfield.
Actually, less than twice since we counted 70 years.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you got about 120, and all Bajoran.
Okay. Dr. Blackwell, you ready to descend?
Anytime, Captain.
Okay,
I'm
Doctor,
assuming we'll be taking the shuttle.
assemble your away team, Doctor. I'll let you handle how you want to go down there.
Excellent. Mr. Tizonin, if you'll accompany us as our shuttlecraft pilot, I'd be most appreciative.
Yes, sir.
Rugan, of course, and Valak.
Aye, sir.
I must ask, what kind of shuttle are you taking?
We've only got the one.
What kind is it?
It's a standard class 4.
Is there a fancy one we have not yet?
The one that can fit all of us.
You're funny.
The shuttle is not. It doesn't have exactly what type it is. It's just got the.
It's just called shuttle.
Huh,
Yeah.
that's odd. I should have noted down specifically what kind of shuttle it is.
Going to take the transporters. Tizonin is coming along solely to make the new noises.
There's no need to waste the ship's resources on transport. I think a shuttle will be fine. Plus, that way we can carry whatever equipment we need.
Paranoia.
Forgive me for not liking having my molecules scrambled and hurled across light years of space and to trust some computer program to reassemble them in the proper manner.
Okay, Bones.
You are forgiven.
Doc, you're paranoid.
Just wait till you've lived through a transporter accident.
So, how many of you are going down, is the question.
So what is our mission to go down for? Are we just helping the science staff, or?
Yes, you're to sort of check in on their progress, assist with any research, and after a week, you're gonna be on your way.
Our mission is science.
Okay.
I guess we can also call a crew leave here. Actually a bit of shore leave, maybe. So we can leave a skeleton crew on board the ship.
Well, the Doc, Rugan, and Valak for sure. Tizonin to fly the plane. If we want to activate any crew support so that Jacoby or whoever's behind might have somebody to play in a sciencey kind of role, we can do that.
Okay, then in that case, you'll need either a Type 7 or a Type 8.
Okay.
Bring a Type 8 shuttle and take the chief with you because he's
Okay.
Because he's what?
Bajoran.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Do I
yeah.
get to take my rifle?
You're going to a science outpost, man. No rifles this time.
Do you want to? Do you want us to take
I'm gonna need that rifle?
Do you want us to take a like Bisbee or somebody so that you can have a
If the need arises, I'll be on the bridge of the ship. So the rest of you guys can go down. I'll be on the bridge. If the need arises, I'll activate a crew.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yep. Okay. So y'all are gonna get in a shuttle, so let me pull you down to Oh, and to answer your question, I'll show you how I do it later.
Look at that Type 9 shuttle right there.
Yep. In this case, though, you're using a Type 8.
Yep.
Because the Type 9 can only handle 3 people.
right?
So you're going to need the Type 8, which can carry more. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think I can even I might be able to do you a favor. It's a Type 8, I said. So do I have a Type 8? Yes, I do. Let me duplicate that. Where are you?
Duplicate my life.
Oh god. Because the fortunate thing is the Kismet does have a full-on Type 8 shuttlecraft, and feel free to name it whatever you want. Just come up
Does
with
it matter? It's not going to be coming back anyway.
Ha.
It's dead.
So do just give me a name though, so I can throw one
Ares.
up. Ares. Okay.
Yeah, let's name it after like a climate scientist.
Philippa.
Oh, for crying out loud, man! Just call it Ares and be done with it.
The Gore.
Let us continue the tradition of the Hadfield and call it the Atwood.
What?
Plus, nobody would regret if this one got blown up.
No, actually, it'll be the
Wait.
shuttlecraft vessel Driftwood because we always seem to.
Wait. Rugon, did you just say Atwood?
Yes.
That is so funny. The crew of the Kismet just named one of our shuttles the Atwood. Like, just Tuesday.
Seems we're in
Oh,
parallel dimensions.
that's funny. That's funny. Ooh, I've got it. I'll go with this one. The Williams.
All right.
After astronaut Sunita Williams.
It's been good serving with you, Sunita. I look forward to leaving you to die on an ocean planet.
who I have actually met. I have met Sunita Williams about a half dozen times. Her family, her parents currently live in my town, and my father works with her sister. So I've got to.
Cool.
Interesting.
I've got
Nice.
to meet her a couple times. She was actually the captain of the ISS for a spell.
Captain of the ISS?
International Space Station.
No, I mean, you could be
Yes.
captain of...
Yeah.
Yeah, in command of the station. Yeah.
Yeah, in command of the station. Like, there is a hierarchy to that. Anywho, neat trivia. Anyhow, so y'all are gonna hop in the shuttle and make your way down to the planet, and in this case, what I think I might do is, I just have to decide. You know, I'm gonna pull us back to the start screen, and I think I'm just gonna throw. Where is it? I just had it. Just gonna throw this up here. Because I don't have any special art for this. So I'm gonna need Zonin to make me a roll to bring this shuttlecraft down.
I have
And
focus.
this is where we all die.
So this will be a control con. I'm gonna say difficulty 2.
With respect, I think what you meant is we need a roll to bring the shuttlecraft down properly. It's going down either way.
Oh yes.
This is true.
Just 2 dice.
Yes, but the shuttle gets to help out with engines con.
Okay.
Nice.
Watch the shuttle's computers just blow up.
Yep. Well, don't
Am I
forget.
supposed to roll the shuttle?
Well, don't forget. You get a reroll.
Engines con.
So
Cool.
you get another 2 momentum.
Yes.
Sweet.
Because not like you need it anymore.
Well, we'll need it in a minute, so.
So, you watch as Zonin's fingers play across the LCAR controls for descent, but it's going much more smoothly because of Tizonen's uplink with the computer system. It looks like he's only half trying, but Blackwell, this is probably one of the smoothest shuttle flights that you've been on in a while.
I'll take the opportunity since I'm here to scan Tizonen while he's linked into the computer, see what is going on with his vitals and everything.
Insight medicine, difficulty 1. Why am I giving you the opportunity to get more momentum?
So we can cap out, clearly.
Oh. And I'll spend 2 momentum.
You only have to spend 1.
Okay.
Because you got an extra momentum out of that.
Right.
Everything's good.
I'm gonna look at the dock as you should scan at me and be like, "What are you doing?"
Well, I don't often get a chance to take medical readings while you're actually using your prosthetic on the bridge, so this is an excellent opportunity to me to get a baseline reading on you in case there should be complications in the future. Everything looks great.
Oh.
This way, if there are any problems down the line, I have something to compare it to as a point of healthy and proper operation.
Sure, Doc. Sure.
And with that, Tizonen, you get the all clear from the, I had the name for it right in front of me, the Baraka Outpost.
So, okay.
To land in they have like a little landing area.
Okay.
Park the car.
Bringing around the car.
Acknowledge Baraka Outpost, descending towards the landing strip.
Mm-hmm. And so, I think this would be a good point to cut to a entirely different place. We are joining Captain Azrael Prax. Take it away, Prax.
Captain's log, stardate 54062.1. After some handy repairs from our engineering staff from the encounter with a subspace whale, the Monarch was ordered to starbase 621 to pick up some civilian scientists and transport them to the Baraka Outpost. I was told time was of the utmost importance in this matter, so having put off our stress test on our warp drive, figured now was the best time for it and maybe set some new records too. And I must say, I am impressed with the results. We managed to maintain a cruising speed of warp factor 9.992 for 36 hours, destroying the previous record set by the Enterprise just a couple of years ago. While it only, while it only shaved half a day off our journey to 61, all I can say is the results speak for themselves, and I couldn't be more prouder of this ship and her crew. Now on to the other matter at hand. The civilians we brought on board seem to be at odds with each other. Given the circumstance between them, I can't really blame them after all. Working with the Cardassians must be both trying for both the Kevlar and the Bajorans. Though the diplomatic importance of this cooperation between these three adversaries will hopefully go a long way in securing a path toward peace, or at least the start to mend old wounds. I just hope our Vulcan friend from the Science Academy knows what he's in for. But we should be arriving at the Baraka Outpost within the hour. End log.
Mm-hmm. So, as has been said, you're not too far out from the Baraka Outpost. You have all of these scientists on board, and I suppose it's your prerogative if you want to discuss anything with them for your arrival.
I would very much like to speak with the our Vulcan member from the Science Academy.
Okay. So you call them up, and after a couple of minutes, a male Vulcan walks onto the bridge. I assume you've read all their files, and have probably met them before during the trip. I presume?
It's kind of been short considering how fast the Monarch is, but
Yeah, but I mean, these guys are kind of your job right now.
Yeah.
So,
I would assume so, but you didn't give me that information out of character.
okay,
So.
well, I'm giving it to you now. It's a male Vulcan by the name of Valel.
Valel, how's our guest and their accommodations?
Well, all things considered, the Cardassian scientists are a little bit abrasive, but I understand why they were tapped for this mission.
And have you worked with the Kavar before?
It's a... hang on, is it the Kavar or the Kavra?
Or Kavra?
Yeah. I cannot say that I have had the pleasure.
They are very much an interesting species. They do not condone violence, so I would be on the lookout. They find their former oppressors very uncomfortable around their former oppressors.
Ah, I see. That does make a good deal of sense. And an outlook of nonviolence is one that I, as a Vulcan, can appreciate.
And I'm sure the Bajoran members of the civilian scientists aren't causing too much trouble with the Cardassians?
There are no Bajoran civilian scientists.
Oh, they're not here. That's right.
Yeah, there are no Bajoran civilian scientists because the place you're going is already Bajoran civilian scientists.
I misunderstood the notes you gave me.
Yep, bringing coal. Yep, bringing coal to Newcastle, my friend.
Is there any scientific equipment that you need that my ship can supply you with?
Any equipment that we need has we brought along with us. As I recall, a few of the ensigns from your operations department had a difficult time lugging it all around. I believe lug is the correct phrase.
I would presume so. If there's any other accommodations that you need or require, please let me know or one of my staff.
Of course. Thank you very much for your hospitality, Captain. It is appreciated.
You're quite welcome.
And Valel turns about and... oh, hang on. Why am I forgetting all of this? I want... I want... you... you guys can hear that, right?
Hear what now, boss?
I don't hear anything, sorry.
How about now?
That's negatory.
Huh.
Nope.
That's
I do now.
Oh, well,
it was kind of low.
Okay.
The music's all the way up, so...
Okay, and then I'll... okay. So the Vulcan turns around and...
okay.
Okay, did that work?
I heard that for a sec.
Something is... Yay,
Like,
Roll
cut off
20's...
at the last minute.
Roll 20's jukebox is being funky. My favorite.
You don't like the funk?
I mean...
Could you make my funk the P-funk?
I mean, we got the funk. Gotta have that
I want
funk.
to get funked up.
Oh, damn it.
And it begins. So, Prax, anything that you would like to do while en route to this outpost? Which... oh, and by the by, for all of your references, hang on. Let me hop into the GM overlay, move that to token layer. that is where everyone is located.
Okay.
So, on that note, however, anything else that Prax wants to do?
I think he's dead.
Commander DeGrosse, make sure that the Calvar's combinations are well suited for their needs.
Who is this character? Just
My first officer,
okay. What race and gender?
Trill,
Trill
male.
Trill male. Aye, Captain. And he goes to looking at a pad in his hand.
That's it.
Okay. So, about 20 hours later, you're pulling up in orbit of the what did I call it? It's, in this case, it's the star, which is what do I call it? The planet is Loris 5b.
Loris 5D.
Loris, Loris 5b.
B.
Yeah, because B is the signifier of like a moon.
Oh, okay.
Like A would be the first moon, B is the second moon, so on and so forth.
Sounds good, Johnny-O.
So you are now in orbit, and at this point, the turbolift doors open again, and this is what I was waiting to show you guys. Layer. The turbolift doors open again, and these two walk out. In even step.
The hell?
Out of game. So, real quick, what were their names?
Oh, okay, yep. Nope, that's on me. I didn't give you a list. In fact, I can copy those over to you right now.
Thank you.
Yep, yeah, I'll get you those. That's something you should have gotten. That is entirely on me. No, you are not to know that thing, and you are not to know that thing. Those are details that you are not to know, my friend.
Just need names. That's all I want.
No. There were a couple of extra little notes because I'm copying these right out of my GM notes. Okay, spoiler free now. There you go.
I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce this.
The S is silent. The second S is silent. Trust me, pretty much however you pronounce it, it'll be okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
What'd you say?
I'm saying the type version. That seems good, Brax. Go with it.
Catullus, how was your trip so far?
The trip has been most agreeable.
I'm glad I could accommodate.
We have heard word that the Federation starships were rather large and very magnificent, but we didn't expect it to be so much.
This ship is on the larger side.
Ah, I see. And I have heard...
In fact, she's one of the biggest that we currently field.
Ah, that is interesting. And they look at the view screen where the Baraka Outpost is now sitting, lull in the middle of the screen. And I take it that that is the Baraka Outpost?
It is indeed.
Ah, it is most wonderful. And one of the two puts a hand up to their head, and sort of in a, what is that you must assume to be a thinking gesture, starts pressing a little bit into their forehead, and their fingernail, their third finger sort of makes a little scratching sound against the shell.
Is everything all right?
Indeed, I am just considering how our expertise of oceanographic construction techniques will be brought into help this outpost.
I haven't been giving full details on the operation here, but I'm sure the outpost leader would be more than happy to inform you.
Oh, no. We know why we are here. I merely mean I am considering how I am going to apply our knowledge.
Well, if you require any assistance with that, my crew is at your disposal.
Ah, thank you very much. And as they're just about to, turn back towards the Turbolift, because I assume that's a Turbolift on the other side? Over here, I assume that's also...
Turbolift, where I'm pointing, that's a Turbolift. The one down here, that's the captain's ready room.
This is the captain's ready room?
You see where I'm pinging?
Oh, no. Yes, I see where you're pinging, but I'm asking about this. What is this? This here. Oh, am I not on the right layer? I'm not on the right layer. I was pinging on the GM layer.
That'll do it.
What is this?
That's so there's actually two doors there. That door.
Yeah.
And that door lead to the conference room area.
That
door's a turbolift.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Turbolift.
Duh. Turbolift. Because I can very clearly see the turbolift there. So, the door to that turbolift opens, and walking out onto the bridge, first comes this figure, followed closely behind by this one.
It's the Kardashians.
Yes, the Kardashians.
Dr.
The Kardashians, leather-skinned space tyrants who are bent on galactic domination. What? Sorry, what was that? Oh, I'm sorry. The Cardassians.
That butt, though.
Leather-skinned tyrants bent on galactic domination.
Nice.
Dr. Agel, nice to see you. I was just about to inform you that we had just arrived.
I gathered
Is
as
there anything I
such.
can do for you?
No, I would just like to get this over with as soon as possible. This is not my preferred method of taking a sabbatical, if you catch my meaning.
Well, the Federation thanks you for your assistance on this matter.
You're welcome. He smiles and looks over at the Cavra, says, "Ah, it will be a pleasure working with you, Cavra." And they just nod, and the Cardassians turn back around and enter the turbolift, and they leave. And who would be at sensors right now?
That would actually be, we have an NPC at Ops, Ensign Night, or it would be DeGrasse.
I'll go with Ensign Night.
DeGrasse is the...
I'll just go with Ensign Night for this. Human, I assume?
Half Klingon.
Oh, half
human.
Half Klingon, half human, male or female?
Female.
Female, okay.
Balada.
Okay. Full Starfleet, I assume?
Yes, full Starfleet.
Okay, neat. Ensign Knight turns around to face you and says, Captain, we are picking up another Starfleet vessel on sensors. Also in orbit around the outpost.
Out of character, would I know that the Hadfield is supposed to be here?
I would assume that you know that Starfleet has put another vessel to assist with things there, but considering that this is just supposed to be sort of a routine dropping off deal, and you don't plan on spending a ton of time at this outpost, you don't know specifically that it's the Hadfield this second.
Ensign, send formal greetings to the other Federation vessel.
Mm-hmm. And at that moment, then, and I think I've even got a thing for this. If it will cooperate with me, mind you. It'll be. And I know I have. Oh, here it is. Or no, not that one. This one. Did that work? Probably not. Yay! Something's buggy with the jukebox.
I heard the noise. If you were.
Oh. Okay.
I did not.
Huh. That is weird.
Try it again. See if people hear.
Yeah. Let me just see if you guys can hear this. It's comms.
It's a bit quiet, but yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Okay.
Up the volume a bit.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Yeah, we got it.
It's coming.
Okay. So yes, whoever's at ops right now turns to you, Captain Jacoby, and says, Captain, we are getting a hail, and ship just dropped out of warp. We have the, looks like ship designation, what's the NCC of that again? Whatever the NCC is. Oh, here it is.
78528.
Yeah. NCC 78528 USS Monarch, Sovereign class, sir.
Computer, could you run that number through the record, see what we can...
Yep. Pulls it up, and on your little, you can pull up like a little pad. It's the USS Monarch. Currently the largest ship in the 10th Fleet, captained by Captain Azrael Prax.
I think I've heard that name before. Ensign, put the hail through on screen, please.
And you see a very large bridge, much larger than the Hadfields.
Hello. Greetings. I'm Captain Lawrence Jacoby of the USS Hadfield. Captain Prax, is that correct? What brings you to our system?
That is correct, Captain Jacoby. It's been a while, by the way. We're just here to drop off a couple scientists, along with their supplies.
Oh, well, you're most welcome then. We are glad to have a ship of your caliber here. At least that makes me feel. Do join me for tea later on in my ready room if you're willing, Captain.
Oh, it'll take some time to unload the supplies. I'll accept your offer.
Very good, Captain. Jacoby out.
And the comm cuts out. With this, I think we're going to jump down to the crew on the planet's surface. As you are walking down a hallway with two Bajorans, both male. Well, we thank you for taking the time to come out and assist us in our little experiment here.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to it. The quasi-phasic vent solution sounds interesting, although there wasn't much data available to us. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? What these potential medical applications you've been theorizing may be?
Yes. If you'll follow me, points down a couple hallways. Right in here. And he brings you guys into a room where there are a lot of Bajorans busily working at terminals that line the side of sort of this diamond-shaped room. And in the center of it sits this big, bulky piece of equipment that goes floor to ceiling. Cylindrical device with all sorts of wires and such poking off of it, and sort of in the center of it you see suspended between these cables, and with you can't see into it, but you see that there is this very thick metal canister, which again also has cables coming out of it leading back into the machine.
How big's the inner canister? Can I tell?
Inner canister, probably about half a foot wide, foot tall.
Okay.
You could hold the thing in your hand.
All right.
And of course, it all comes with the hallmarks of Bajoran engineering.
Right. Well, your setup's certainly impressive, Doctor, but what's it all mean?
Well, if you'll follow me over here, and the head researcher who introduced himself as Irva Shev leads you over to a terminal, and you see some LCARS displays, and again, sort of in that typical LCARS
Right.
Graphic style. You see a display of what looks to be, if it weren't so awkwardly shaped and thin, you would almost say it looked like a volcano.
What am I looking at here, Dr. Irva?
You are looking at a hydrothermal vent. They pepper the ocean floor on this planet.
And this is the source for the quasi-phasic solution?
In a sense. The quasi-phasic solution is actually a mixture of elements found in the seawater of this planet, mixed with elements that are pumped out of these vents. And when they mix together in seawater under high pressure and at the proper temperatures, it forms this quasi-phasic solution.
Sorry, just taking notes.
Yep. And the rest of all of you are there as well.
Are we underwater?
No, you're not underwater.
Oh.
You are on land. You are on a land mass. If you see that image of the planet, there are land masses.
And is he like showing us recordings or?
You see sort of these images of. Have you ever seen deep sea smokers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's those. Only the smoke they are putting out is vaguely purplish.
That's funny.
It's still like super dark though, but it's vaguely purplish.
So what are the applications for this Quasimodo stuff?
Quasi-phasic vent solution.
Yes, that.
And he turns to the engineers and you, Doctor, and he says, well, with the proper attunement and the proper equipment, the quasi-phasic elements of this can be specially attuned to emit metaphasic radiation.
Really? Could be an interesting weapon.
Well, that's not what metaphasic radiation is.
What is it?
Does Dr. Blackwell know it? Do any of you guys know what metaphasic radiation does?
Hold on, let me Google it.
Isn't that the stuff that causes you to disintegrate?
No, it's.
Is this like the? No, that's the metaphasic radiation. Certain conditions reverses the aging process of most humanoid species,
Oh.
prolonging the life of those who respect to it.
The stuff in that belt from that bad movie.
Yeah, also has remarkable regenerative properties, can aid in healing, including
it's good radiation.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it could be useful for healing wounds of soldiers. Interesting.
Indeed. However, well, there are a number of snags, let's say.
Such as?
And I'd actually like, at this time, I would like, I'm gonna say Valak. I want you to make this roll for me, considering everything you've got. I want you to make an insight science check, difficulty 2.
And what exactly am I attempting for? Would my oceanography focus work?
I will allow it in this instance. It is a stretch, but I'll allow it.
I will take it.
I'm gonna get ready to send you a thing should you do well.
Your thing, should you choose to accept it.
Yeah.
Did it not go through? Oh, there it is.
What'd you get? Yes, you did get the 2 successes.
Seems like a solution such as this would be quite sensitive to changes to things like pressure and temperature. It would make it quite difficult to allow you to create the radiation needed if it needs a fine-tuned, as you say.
So you see, one of the biggest problems that we're dealing with, in addition to the rather complicated methods necessary of extracting metaphasic radiation out of the quasiphasic solution, the problem is it's only stable at the temperatures and pressures at the bottom of this planet's ocean.
Indeed.
Meaning that we, and he points to that canister, have to make a pressure vessel capable of recreating the conditions.
Doctor, you'll forgive me, but metaphasic radiation, while its properties are remarkable, of course, it requires continuous exposure to be effective. As soon as the patient is no longer exposed to continuous metaphasic radiation, they revert to their original condition. Have you found anything here that might ameliorate this aspect of the problem?
That's why we're here, Doctor. That's why we're here. In addition, we do have some outside help coming in.
Yes, Captain Jacoby mentioned a group of civilian scientists were on their way.
Indeed. We have members of a race called the Cavra coming in. Their race evolved on an entirely ocean world, meaning that their construction techniques are very conducive to allowing us to harvest the solution with minimal loss.
Excellent.
And you see he bites his lip, and he says, "We do also have a couple of scientists from the Cardassian Union coming in."
We don't need any Cardis to help us. We're better than that.
Mr. Kiji.
Yes, sir.
Jueza, I want you to make an insight command check.
Okay.
Difficulty.
Here, take a momentum.
Difficulty 2.
Maybe.
Come on, get it.
Go get.
I believe in roll 20.
Go get it. Get it. Get it done. Get it done. Any luck there? Oh, oof. Ooh, buddy. And you
No
were.
luck.
Well, do roll that third die. You could roll a crit.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, roll that. Oh.
Or not.
Dearie me.
Or you could do the opposite. Or you could do the opposite of that. Are you gonna spend the momentum?
Well,
or-
okay, no. Look, it's essentially a perception roll. What's the worst that could happen on a perception roll? Your eyes fall out of yours.
You had to say that.
Racism.
Okay, Jacoby. I am going to note that at 5:37 p.m. on June 15th, 2019, you said to me, "What is the worst that could happen?"
Yep.
When a character rolled a complication.
Yep.
On a perception roll. Essentially, what is a perception roll?
See, the GM doesn't have to take it for that roll, though.
Yeah.
He can just put that in his pocket.
Which I'm gonna do.
No, you know what? No. Here's your 2 momentum, you greedy vials.
Nice.
Right into my trap. Okay, anyhow. So, yeah, Jueza, he seems genuinely disgruntled with the idea of Cardassians coming in, but it sounds like he's dealing with it.
Well, I'm sure they have a certain amount of expertise. So,
Indeed.
Yes.
Admittedly, Dr. Agel is one of the leading experts in the region on radioactive decay methods. Again, the biggest problem that we are dealing with here is in terms of, and he looks at the big machine, efficiency.
All right, Doctor. Well, we're at your disposal. How can we help?
Well, and he starts motioning around, for you guys to start, working at various terminals and the like. And not long after that, about... Oh, you're breaking up bad there.
Okay.
Yeah, it got really robotic for me for a sec.
Yeah, that was me too.
It was just the server shitting the bed,
Okay.
I think.
So it's
Yeah.
everybody.
I think
Okay.
it was, yeah.
So,
You want to repeat what you were saying from the very beginning?
me?
Yeah.
So yeah, you all go to work, start working at various terminals, reading up more on the process, the machinery, like Valak, you get to work on the machinery, coming to understand it.
Okay.
Rugan and Blackwell start reading over scientific files, even though, yeah, he's not here anymore. He had to leave.
Okay.
So, we just say he's there, but in the background.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Lieutenant Rugan continues undercover studies in a pre-warp society. Lol.
Well, at some point, Blackwell wants to pull Kiji just aside for just a second.
Okay, this is a good opportunity for you to do that.
Yeah.
So, Kiji,
Yes, sir.
I'm not particularly a fan of Cardassians in any way, shape, or form, and I know you're not either. But I am somewhat concerned that in a base full of Bajorans, there might be a possibility of some incidents, and it's going to be up to us as Starfleet, and you in particular as Starfleet security, to deal with them and hopefully prevent them from happening. So, as much as it might go against the grain, we're going to need to look out for these Cardassians.
Well, I have no doubt that if there's an incident, it will be because the Cardassians started.
I gotta kind of frown a little bit at Kiji and go, probably, but no offense, Kiji, but your people aren't exactly known for not holding grudges and then stuffing them when they die.
What?
Oh.
Well, Doctor, I mean, if you saw the things that I saw in the war.
Mr. Kiji, I saw enough things in the war. You forget, I was there all the way through it on a medical forward casualty receiving ship. I've seen what the Cardassians can do. The Jem'Hadar are brutal and efficient, but they're not cruel and malicious. They don't torture and maim for the sheer fun of it. For that, you need a Cardassian. But the war is over, and we're supposed to be out here helping them rebuild, among other things. So, trust me, I have some inkling, at least, of what you've seen. But, again, we're Starfleet officers, and despite our personal inclinations, we have to make sure that this runs smoothly and that everybody keeps a level of professionalism. You don't want any Bajoran scientists having to be imprisoned or face criminal charges because their emotions get the better of them.
Sir, I assure you, you can expect nothing but the highest form of professionalism from me and the fellow Bajorans.
What? You're a spy! Yes, professionalism is exactly what I've come to expect from you, Glowstick. Professionalism. Anyway, just keep a weather eye out. This could be trouble.
Should I go get my rifle?
Man, you just want... You just...
I don't think you'll need that.
Christ.
All right, I'm gonna write that down. Does not need rifle.
It does not need a rifle.
Gotta write it down.
So at
I
about...
took down a Romulan secret agent with a medical device.
So at about this point, Valak, you are being shown around the engineering the engineering and fabrication facilities by the outpost's lead engineer, a female Bajoran by the name of Ardo Yoma.
Ardo Yoma, okay.
2 A's.
Well, with what you have, you've done a remarkable job.
Yes, with what we have. And she's, you see she picks up a spanner and starts tinkering with some parts.
Would you like some assistance there?
It would be most appreciated. If nothing else, we make up for our lack of materiel in terms of organization. I, at the very least, know where every part in this place is, for all the good it does us.
Well, efficiency is, at first, organization.
I suppose, and I guess that is what we're trying to accomplish here. Efficiency. No, that's not quite right. She peers over a screen, pulls it open, says, there's the problem. She flicks the switch. That'll do it. And she puts it back down.
Well, you seem to have things well in hand, I see.
Yes, really I could just use a set of extra hands over in the main chamber. Keeping that machine running is honestly a full-time job in itself.
Well, that is what we're here for.
Right, but you're gone in another week, and, well, I'm not too sure about the new help.
How so?
Well, admittedly, the Kavra are going to do wonders for our overall retrieval amounts and quotas down at the sea floor. But, and she scratches her head. Well, in the terms of actually continuing our research here, all we're left with is the Cardassians, member of the Starfleet, what did I call them? The Starfleet scientific something? I just had it. Starfleet, that person from the Starfleet Scientific Oversight Committee, and, well, I do appreciate the Vulcan Science Academy's interest in this matter. I still say we're understaffed, considering the potential ramifications of what we found here.
Well, depending on how things go, perhaps a word can be put in to seeing about more staff being sent.
Yep, well, that's why the Starfleet Scientific Oversight Committee has someone here. But what their outlook on this whole thing is, I couldn't begin to tell you.
Well, they are usually quite open when it comes to such things, so simple questions go a long way.
Right. So, anything else that you want to ask about in terms of engineering or the science of things, Valak?
Oh yes, I was gonna see about, So, tell me, how have you managed to keep the, pressure system as it is?
Well, that's the difficult thing. It means that we have to bring down a pressure unit down to the sea floor, pump in the solution at the sea floor, repressurize the unit, and then bring it up here, all while maintaining a constant temperature.
Almost like old school Earth submersible retrieval units.
Ah, yes, that did come up a couple of times in our studies of it. Of course, the whole system itself is a lot more complicated, as in addition to exact pressure and temperature, there are a number of other chemical factors that need to be kept in delicate balance.
I see. Well,
But
sorry, I'm drunk.
but hopefully the Kavra will be able to assist with that issue specifically.
From what I've heard, they are quite reliable. It should work well.
Mm-hmm. And she nods. Is there anything else you need in the engineering bay here? If not, I'd say those hands of yours would be better served over in the main research lab.
Very well. I will head there and see what I can do.
Mm-hmm. So, by that token, over in the main research lab, the door opens, and all of you, 6 more figures, walk into the room. I wouldn't say the room is crowded at this point, but I would say the number of people in here has certainly doubled from before you entered. And
who are these new arrivals?
These new arrivals are Doot, 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 and Doot. And there are also, who I do not have tokens for, there is also a Vulcan and a human.
Okay.
This is just gonna go so well.
Right?
Yeah, the Vulcan is a male, the human is a female.
Hello there. I'm Commander Volok, currently assisting from the USS Hadfield. May I help you?
And the one of the Kavra steps forward and says, "Yes, we are the civilian scientists." The doctor says, and Blackwell, you look around from behind the machine that you are at.
Mm-hmm.
It's him. The same guy.
Him.
From Deep Space Nine?
That's the one.
Huh. Well, I'll wander on over to introduce myself.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
I don't think we ever officially met, but I saw you when I was visiting Dr. Julian Bashir on Deep Space Nine. I believe you were investigating some of his medical techniques. I saw you in his sickbay facility.
Ah, yes. Federation medicine. I normally don't deal with Federation medical personnel, but, and he hesitates for a moment, he says, there was some information that I specifically needed at Deep Space Nine that I had to recover.
Interesting. I'm Dr. Samson Blackwell, the USS Hadfield. Here to help you and the Bajoran complement get set up and ready to continue with the work here on Loris 5B.
I am Dr. Agel. This is my assistant, Barlock. Anything that you need from me, you can get from him. And Barlock just sort of nods.
Very well. I understand your expertise is in radioactive decay methods.
That is correct.
Mm. So I'm assuming you may be focusing on getting the metagenic radiation to have a lingering effect without continual exposure.
That is correct. Admittedly, from what the Bajorans here have found, the specific qualities of this sludge, so to speak, it does lend itself to some of my theories in creating a more lasting metaphasic effect.
How fortunate for you then that the Bajorans are open enough to invite you to participate in this research project. I'm sure you owe them quite a debt of gratitude.
Presence command, buddy. Give me that presence command difficulty 2.
What's the worst that could happen?
I'll take that momentum for a third
Good
die.
idea.
Okay, it is also at this point that I would like to note that at 5:55 p.m., someone else said, what could possibly go wrong?
It was not me. Okay, I don't think I have any focuses apply, so let me undo that. Presence command. There you go.
Nice.
Nice, you get that momentum back. Says, I suppose I do.
Well, we're only here for a week, but it should be interesting working with you. If you can figure out a way to make metagenic radiation more practical, you'll be responsible for saving a lot of lives.
Yes, we will. And without another word, he turns and he begins to walk out the door. And following him is this guy, Barlock, and he turns to face the rest of you, kind of quirks an eyebrow, best a Cardassian can, and leaves.
Kiji would like to kind of follow them.
Are you gonna try and sneaky follow them, or?
Yes.
Ah,
Kind of.
that's...
Blackwell will turn and say, well, I see that the Cardassians have maintained their reputation for sparkling repartee.
Let me just pull out my books.
Repartee, Doctor.
Yeah, let me just book so I can have some stats to roll.
Why, yes. Everyone knows that for a scintillating dinner conversation, there's nothing like a Cardassian.
I'm pretty sure you just made that up.
Why, Doctor, why on earth would I have done that?
And the doctor smiles at you. So with that, we're gonna hop over to Jueza, who is trying to follow these Cardassians. So I am
Stealthily.
stealthily. So this will be a control security check opposed by the doctor's insight security, and he gets an assist from his assistant.
Would you like that momentum?
And I'm gonna
That's probably a good idea.
and I'm gonna spend a threat to give him a third die on top of that assist.
Thought so.
So I'm gonna roll 4. Oh boy. Oh wow. That's oh boy. These guys do not have great insight. That's no successes.
Nice.
So They do not appear to notice you. In fact, I think you even bank a couple momentum out of that.
Yeah, if they have no successes,
Yeah.
I think we do.
Yeah.
So it's 1 to beat that 0, but then we get 2 back from that. So
Mm-hmm.
Building up that momentum.
So yes,
Yep.
you see them go into the you see them go into the engineering lab.
And what do they appear to be doing in there?
You can't tell because it's, closed door. And if you were to try to follow them in, you probably would alert them to your presence.
Very well. I'll just stay stealthily back, but keep an eye on them to see if they do anything.
Mm-hmm. And with that many successes, by the by, I think it will be worth noting, they don't have any weapons on them or anything.
thank you for the freebie.
I will give you that freebie, just based on that good roll and the fact that they didn't get a single success. And I mean, it makes sense because this is a civilian deal.
Yeah, they're scientists or doctors and shit. So
Yeah,
I
doctor.
still feel better with my rifle.
Yeah, doctor and his assistant. So
one day,
Yep.
one day we'll let you bring the rifle.
Yep. And so after about 5 minutes, they exit the room. Ego the Living Planet. Who the hell's doing that?
I continue to follow them stealthily.
Okay. Give me that check again.
Can I steal another momentum?
Go for it. Well, last time.
I just gave it to you.
Yep, and I'm gonna spend a threat to roll those 4 dice again, and hopefully they don't suck nearly as hard this time. Oh my god.
We
Awesome.
bank another 2, I think.
I think so. They did get a success that time, but
So just 1 then.
yeah. But oh boy, yeah, they certainly do not spot you. Again, it probably helps Jueza that you are Bajoran, and so you can blend in with the personnel as they are moving about through the hallway.
Oh, I thought it was just gonna be like they see him just standing there. But
No,
he's
no,
not.
no. No.
He's dead, Jim.
And so it is one of those instances where, boy God, Jueza, this is one of those instances where Cardassian racism is actually working in your favor. Because
Why? What are they doing?
Because all Bajorans look the same to them.
Oh, okay. So, where do we end up going this time?
You end up going back to the to sort of another, they stop off at sort of like a computer terminal, pull up some files, and then they turn back around and start going towards some quarters. Because they do have quarters set up.
Okay. And they go into their quarters, I assume?
Yep.
I am going to stand guard outside, but around like the corner so that like they don't immediately see me when they come out.
Okay.
But just so I can see if they come in or out of their quarters.
Okay.
Oh, I was just thinking. Meanwhile, the actual problem is nowhere near the Cardassians, and Kiji's missing all of it.
Lol. So, meanwhile, with everyone else, Blackwell, you're finally getting to meet the Cavra.
Do I know anything about this species?
You don't, but you can sort of look them over and sort of get their gist with an insight medicine check, difficulty 1.
Sure.
If you have a xenobiology focus, that comes into play.
I do.
Yeah,
Nice.
that is a...
Insight medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Just made it.
Yep, you just make it. And from what you can tell, these beings their skin appears to be made out of hang on, what's the material? What is the material?
Uranium.
Nope.
Chitin?
I think it's I believe it's made of calcium carbonate, aka shell.
Nice.
Do they appear to be naturally air breathers or water breathers or amphibious? Or can I tell?
It would appear to you probably that they probably do require a lot of hydration, but as long as they take in that water somehow, it's entirely likely that their internal systems keep that water inside them. It's sort of the fortunate thing about having a protective shell is you kind of have a really nicely self-contained system with only like one orifice that you take stuff into.
Right.
It's not like you're
Well,
getting bacteria through your skin or anything.
Right. So yeah, I will introduce myself to the Kavra.
Ah, you must be a Federation doctor.
I am. It's a pleasure to meet you both. I understand you're experts in underwater construction and engineering.
Yes, it is, and the other one finishes, something that our species is well known for.
You'll be interested in speaking with Commander Valak here then. He is the chief engineer on the Hadfield.
Ah, we may just do that.
Are they like completing each other's
Sentences.
thoughts, like back and forth?
They are indeed completing each other's sentences.
Forgive me for asking, but are you a... does your species have some sort of... what's the word I'm looking for?
Telepathic link.
Well, more. Does your species normally operate as pairs?
Indeed. We are Castay.
Okay. Put that in chat for me so I know how to spell it.
I'll throw that in chat. Oh, yeah, I think I may have misspelled it for you, Prax. My bad.
So, one name for both parts.
Exactly.
Fascinating.
One cannot exist without the other.
It's very exciting to meet you. It's always a pleasure to meet new peoples. We always learn so much from new encounters in every field of endeavor. I'm looking forward to seeing what you accomplish here on the moon.
Indeed. Our contact with the Federation has been quite limited until recently.
Well, It certainly is a pleasure to meet you, and I only hope that our contacts between our peoples grow and strengthen as the future unfolds.
That would be very well. And they turn back around and they go back to work. Back with let me see, it's Jueza. The door opens and what's his name? Barlock leaves the room.
Barlock is the assistant, right?
He is the assistant.
I will follow the assistant.
Okay. Give me that that sweet control security check. And I am going to spend another threat to give him a third die.
At least at the bright side, I'm burning all of this threat.
Yeah.
You can spend a moment.
Okay, that's better. And your luck runs out.
Well,
He does spot you, and, you know, you're sort of weaving through, but the thing that kind of is your undoing this time is you're wearing a Starfleet uniform, unlike all these civilian scientists.
Okay.
And
what does he do?
And you round the corner, and as you round the corner, he turns around and he says, "I'm sorry, can I help you?"
Oh, I was just passing through. Is there a problem here?
No, there isn't.
Hmm.
Is there?
Very good. Oh no, I simply want to make sure that everyone on this station is safe and secure.
And then a couple seconds after that, the doctor actually approaches you as well, Jueza. He says, Barlock. There you are. I thought I had sent you ahead to the main research center. He says, of course, I apologize. I was merely discussing this station's layout with this Starfleet security officer. I got myself turned around. Isn't that right?
And I'll just kind of wink at him and say, yes, that is correct.
Very good. Just see that it doesn't happen again, the doctor says. And he sort of puts his hand on his assistant's shoulder, and with a slight, sort of nudging, he starts walking him off towards the main research area.
And having concluded our stuff, I will go back to the main area where Blackwell and everyone else is.
Mm-hmm. And you do. So, now everyone's sort of in this same room together, and everyone is working. Now, I will note, the Cavra, don't seem to be talking nearly as much right now. But I'd say you guys all continue working probably for the next hour, all rather dutifully. People, everyone sort of gets an opportunity to do a little of everything. Everyone sort of is able to familiarize themselves with everything. And all of a sudden, one of the Bajorans topples over.
Blackwell will go check him out.
All right. I'm gonna need you to give me an insight medicine Difficulty 3.
Ooh, okay. Do we have... I'll take that momentum for cautious.
Yep.
Xenobiology.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So medicine, difficulty 3, got a cautious going. There we go.
And you got it.
Enough.
Ooh, boy. Okay, because you got it. I actually got to give it to you.
Oof.
And if you know what that is, you know why that is serious.
Just a second. Okay, well, this obviously calls for Haronolin injections to treat the radiation. So I will administer that. I think that's the best one for radiation because, yeah, the other one is for theta radiation.
Yeah, now are you okay. So I'm not even gonna have you make a roll. The hypo spray hisses into the Bajoran's neck, and it seems to be holding off. It seems to be holding off the radiation, but it's the radiation is slowly getting more of a foothold.
Okay.
And then another one drops.
Fallock, scan for delta radiation. That's what these men are coming down with.
Very well. I'll give a scan.
Okay. Insight science. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna spend a couple threat. Difficulty 4.
Yikes.
I do not want to make this easy for you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Alright, well, I guess we'll just see what happens then. Because I think even with 3 die, I'm not gonna get it.
Ooh, nope. Here's part of the problem for you, Valak. It's not so much that you're not picking up delta radiation. You are picking it up in low amounts. The problem is you're picking it up everywhere.
Okay, so the Geiger counter is just going crazy.
Well, it's not going crazy, but it's steadily clicking everywhere.
Okay, so it's everywhere. Okay.
Currently.
Okay.
Doctor, I'm receiving readings of delta radiation, low levels, but it's everywhere.
And is what I'm seeing consistent with a buildup of exposure over time or a sudden massive dose?
This is recent.
Okay. All right. Well, I load up my hypo spray. Doctor, let me find his name. It's the head engineer.
Head engineer
Dr. Irva.
Irva. Oh,
That's
yeah. It's not head engineer. It's the head researcher.
Right. Yeah. I was trying to find his name in my notes. So yeah, Dr. Irva. And I'm gonna give the other guy an injection of Haronolin. These two people have been exposed to high levels of delta radiation very recently, and Commander Valak is detecting kind of low levels of delta radiation that's consistent. First, do you have any knowledge of where these people could have been exposed to a high dose?
I have no idea. Delta radiation is usually something that comes off of a warp core,
drives.
warp drives, and well, obviously as a planetary research outpost, we have a couple of fusion reactors, but nothing capable of creating delta radiation like that.
Nonetheless, I'd like to inoculate everyone on the station with Heronlin, just in case, until we can track down what's going on.
Okay, what I want everyone to do right now is I want everyone to make me a fitness medicine difficulty 1 check.
Fitness, medicine.
Difficulty 1.
This is gonna be bad.
Oh, that's what I like.
I think at this point I'm going to spend a determination
Okay, what's your...
to reroll.
Okay.
Let's see. Sometimes your best just isn't good enough because that was the best roll I got, and that was nowhere near good enough.
Your best isn't good enough. I don't think I'm gonna take that. Because I really want to use this against you.
All right, if you want to
what's
use
the
this on
worst you
that,
can do?
I'll do it. Since last episode with the Hadfield, I'll be dramatic about it.
Yeah.
I'll let you do it.
So I'm just pulling up my character sheet so I can roll the challenge dice. You take 4 stress.
3, 4. Okay.
As you just feel this just wave of discomfort wash over you.
Well, I guess I'm getting the next Heronlin injection.
Okay, that'll bring down the difficulty for you for the next time you have to make the check by 1.
Okay. Director, I suggest if you have some sort of radiation shelter, we get everyone into it until we can get everyone inoculated and trace down where these waves of delta radiation are coming from.
We don't have a radiation shelter here. At least not against... Nothing that could stand up to delta radiation. And yeah, as you guys would know, delta radiation can melt metals.
Yeah.
What about water?
Huh?
How's water work as a radiation shielding for delta radiation?
It,
Real
Works for a
life,
lot of
it's
other
great,
radiations.
it works. Okay, I suppose.
Well, I mean, I know water, like in outer space, works against radiation. Like that's kind of some of the designs.
Right.
Yeah.
What, are you suggesting flooding the whole facility?
Yes. And we're all gonna grow gills.
No. Do you
Become fish people.
if you had some sort of underwater research facility that might provide us some sort of protection while we figure out the problem?
Oh no, nothing like that.
All right then.
We have the underwater infrastructure necessary to retrieve the samples, but that's about it.
Understood. Then I recommend we evacuate this base.
All 120 of us?
Yes.
Until we can determine the source of this delta radiation, Heronlin's a stopgap. If we continue getting exposed, more people are going to die.
All right, well, I suggest that you make contact with your ship.
Indeed.
Blackwell at Hadfield.
And yeah, Captain, you're getting by the by. So, Captain, up on the bridge, the officer turns to you and says, "Captain, we're getting a call from Dr. Blackwell, but the signal's a little choppy." Jacoby, you there?
I don't think he is.
Whoa, did he drop? Oh, shoot. Yeah, he said that he'll be back in like 10 minutes. So, we might have to wait a couple minutes.
I see.
Yes. If you guys want to take a short, like, 5-minute break, this might be
Okay.
a good time to do it.
Okay.
All right.
So, I'll be back too. And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Uh...
Out of curiosity, are the Cardassians in the room with us?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, just wanted to check. And do they appear to be having any effects from this radiation?
I mean, none that you can visibly see this very second.
Quell's back.
Hmm?
I'm back.
That was the quickest shower I've ever took. Is he
I'm
still not
curious,
back?
is there any way that Dr. Blackwell can scan them to see if they already have that treatment against the radiation before they get it from us.
You back?
what now?
Are you? Oh, Jacoby still is not back yet.
Hey, Grennan, can you put on the galactic map really quick? I gotta catch a name.
Oh, sure.
So what were you saying, Kiji? If I could scan to do what?
Scan the
See if they have a
Cardassians.
drug in their system. To
He's
see if
one-
they
yeah,
have it
he-
resist.
Oh, just everybody, or the Cardassians in particular, or
see if
Just
the
I'm
Cardassians
curious about the
already had
Cardassians.
treatment. Yeah.
All right, I
Did
got
they-
it. Thanks.
okay.
Okay, I can switch it back.
Yep. Unless someone else needed it for something.
I could try. I somehow doubt that I'd be able to, with a scan, see if somebody's got something in their system. I think that would be more like having to do blood work.
I mean,
Yeah, I think that's a deeper thing.
you could possibly.
Yes, it has to do with radiation, maybe.
Yeah. You could see if this is having any effect on them, for sure.
Right.
Especially now that you know what you're looking for.
Delta radiation and Haranlan.
Yeah, and do all of you know what delta radiation is?
It's not gamma radiation, that's for sure.
Remember Pike
Radiation.
Yep. Yeah.
and what happened to him?
Yep.
That was delta radiation.
We're all gonna be in chairs making beeps.
Yep. Admittedly, he got a burst of high dosage delta radiation right to the face.
Huh.
But still, even having to deal with acute amounts of it is not a good thing. Okay, so now that we're back, as I had said before, Jacoby, you are on the bridge of the Hadfield, and one of the whoever is behind tactical at this point, turns to you and says, "Captain, we're getting a call from Dr. Blackwell, but the signal is a little fuzzy."
Do we have audio, Ensign?
Yes, we do. It's just the signal is a little choppy.
Play it.
And he's on.
This is Dr. Blackwell to USS Hadfield. I'm declaring it a medical emergency. We need emergency evacuation of all personnel on Baraka Station, Baraka Outpost.
Doctor, what's going on?
We're having a massive outbreak of delta radiation. I've got people dropping like flies here, Captain. We need to get everybody out.
God, Jesus. Stand by, Doctor.
Wait, did you just quote that Worf thing? Like the Michael Dorn. God, Jesus. Love that.
Okay, Chief Watch Officer Bisbee. Give me a solution.
A solution for
How can we get these people out of the planet, out of the station? Watch Officer.
Well, the station has over 120 personnel on it. We couldn't possibly hope to accommodate all of them here on the Hadfield.
Get me the Monarch on the horn.
Yeah, Captain Prax, you're being hailed by the Hadfield.
This is the Monarch.
Captain Prax, do you have any personnel on the station?
Only those that may be helping with the unloading of the supplies that we were supposed to be delivering.
Captain Prax, a medical emergency has been declared on the station. Delta radiation is going crazy and people are dying by the minute. We need to get these people out of...
Well, people haven't died yet.
Right.
I'm exaggerating this. Okay? People are dying, Captain Prax, and we need to get them out of there. And currently, your ship is the only one that can hold all these.
Understood, Captain Jacoby. I would advise you get your people off there right away. If you could help with the transport, then we'll ferry over the individuals that we aren't able to get right away. It would greatly speed up the evacuation procedure.
Understood. Captain Prax, relay transport coordinates to one Ensign Biss on the engineering platform, if you will, please.
Understood.
Okay, we'll cut the comms. Let's swap over to Ensign Biss on the engineering console.
Biss.
Let's make some
Biss.
transport.
Biss. So he's looking over the console and he says, Captain, we're getting a lot of interference from the planet's surface. It must be the delta radiation.
Bisbee, is there any way you can get past the delta radiation, filter it out somehow through the transporter buffer?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Basically, what it means is that it's a high difficulty task right now. Difficulty 4 per transport.
Oh,
Sounds like an assignment for Biss.
Yep, it's 120 people at 6 people at a time at a difficulty of 4 per transport.
yeah, we're not gonna do great there.
Mr. Bisbee, get me Dr. Blackwell on the horn once more.
And yeah, Blackwell. Again, it's both on both sides of the horn. It's a little scratchy.
Sam, we're getting a lot of delta interference here. It's gonna mess up the transporter. Since my science officer is down there with you, how about you formulate a solution while I try and get you guys...
Understood, Captain. However, under no circumstances should anybody else beam down without full radiation gear. Repeat, no one else should come down to the surface of the moon without full radiation protocols.
Trust me, Sam, getting down there is the farthest thing on my mind right now. Jacoby out.
All right.
So let's first go over to them who are trying to formulate a solution to the delta radiation.
Yep. So, what we're now doing here is we are now entering a timed task.
Yep.
Yep. You have 10 intervals before, and this is, you have 10 intervals. After 10 intervals, everyone on the outpost will have passed out from the radiation. That's just passed out, mind you. And at that point, in addition, you will also have to make that fitness medicine check, but the difficulty will be higher. So you essentially have 5 actions. Admittedly, you can do some minor stuff in the in-between.
Well,
I think we need to...
Like, I'll let you guys formulate a plan of attack.
yeah.
That's fine.
Locate the source of the radiation, you guys think, first and foremost?
Well, the spikes at least, because I mean, trying to find the radiation, it's everywhere at low levels. So
Right.
we have to figure out why suddenly some people are getting spikes of it.
Right. But that's got to be coming from some sort of source. So yeah, source of the spikes.
Mm-hmm. So again, is that what you want to start with?
Well,
Yeah.
I think maybe given that we were already working with a thing that makes the other type of radiation, whatever the radiation is there,
Right.
only at certain, like the substance has to be at certain temp and pressure.
Uh-huh.
Maybe if it's at a different temperature pressure, it creates delta radiation. Maybe there's a bit of a failure.
Do you guys
Not
want
a
to?
bad
You guys want to?
hypothesis.
Are you guys gonna check the pressure container?
Yeah, that's my idea. But
Okay. In that case, Commander, I want you to make me an Insight Science difficulty 2 check, and I will allow an assist.
What are you rolling for insight science, Balak?
It's a 13 for me.
Okay, I've got a 15. You want to assist? Maybe you want to flip it? And maybe.
Yeah, I can assist you there.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
2.
Okay.
By the by, did we generate any momentum while I was?
No.
Nope. And besides, it's a new scene anyway. You would have lost it.
Yep. We were just tracking Cardies for no reason, and then boom.
Okay. So anything that the Lieutenant Commander gets will be momentum.
Cool.
Okay. So that's 1 momentum, and you have spent 2 intervals.
Okay.
After carefully scanning the area, yeah, the delta radiation is coming from that canister. The pressure and temperature hasn't changed in it or anything, but yeah, the thing's throwing off delta radiation like nobody's business.
Well, it seems we found the source.
Can we beam it out?
So I'm trying to think best bet. Can we?
The delta radiation itself is interfering with transporters on both the Monarch and the Hadfield. Do you have any sort of emergency disposal protocols in effect, Dr. Irva?
Disposal protocols. For this, I couldn't say in terms of disposing of dangerous radioactive material. We've been here trying to get the stuff to throw out radiation, so shielding is minimal.
Yeah, we kind of been doing the opposite.
Dr. Agel, this is your field of expertise. Can you help us?
Well, I'll see what I can do. I'm at your disposal, I guess.
From what I understand, Cardassians are no more immune to delta radiation than the rest of us, so help us, Doctor.
All right. You've made your point. Let's see here. Could be that, and he puts his hand to his mouth. Well, it could be that the reaction is based on the change in pressure and temperature. So, from what I've read of the thing, it's entirely possible that if we turn off the machine, the pressure will decompress and the reaction might stop.
Very well. We shall begin immediately.
Okay?
Yep.
If you're going to try and turn the thing off, I want you to make me a control engineering difficulty 1 check, Lieutenant Commander.
All you, buddy.
And you do succeed. Everybody make me a fitness medicine check difficulty 2.
Fitness, medicine.
Since we have Haronaland in our systems now, does that
That
difficulty?
yeah, Blackwell, that brings your difficulty down to 1.
Guys, I'm gonna die.
Poor Thizonin.
This is the end.
And you get to roll
Oh,
a second
so-
die, Blackwell.
This is the end. Dun, dun, dun.
Hold your
Well,
breath.
Jacoby will be fine. He's up in the ship.
Oh,
Beautiful friend.
yeah.
This is how I die.
This is how you die.
This is so sad. Computer play Despacito.
This is so sad. Computer play Despacito. Is that everyone?
I think so.
Okay, gonna spend a threat for the Cardies. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, ow.
Out of curiosity, would focus survival do anything to that?
I'll allow survival. He's dead, Jim.
Would that change anything in my role? I don't know how the mechanics work that well.
No, because it doesn't look like you even got a single success anyway, so.
He's dead, Jim.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, focuses only come into play if you rolled low, but not low enough for a critical success. So,
Okay.
let's see. First, the Zonin. 4 stress. Blackwell, you're good. Valak. That's 5 stress.
Okay.
If you want to give me a couple threat, you can avoid that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, I take 2 threat.
Is that a threat?
It's 2 of them.
Oh shit.
And Jueza. That's 4 threat. So yeah, Valak is not looking good because he was standing right next to the thing when he turned it off. Doctor, according to your scans, now that you've essentially nulled the pressure on it, the temperature inside of that container has dropped dramatically, and the entire thing inside has solidified. You're no longer dealing with a sludge that's putting off a soft din of delta radiation. You've just created a rod of radioactive material.
The elephant's foot.
Yep.
Elephant's foot? I'm not familiar with that.
It's a massive radioactive material that's found in Chernobyl, and it's basically what happened when the reactor melted in on itself, and so all this radiation stuff is just in one blob.
Yeah.
Yep. Instead of being a viscous material that was kind of keeping itself stable and throwing off some radiation in the process, now you have a chunk of radioactive metal that's just decaying like mad.
So we've made the problem worse, in other words.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to get some sort of containment around it.
Doctor, not feeling well, but a suggestion. This containment unit is designed to be lowered into the oceans here. Perhaps we simply need to begin that process.
Let's do it.
Okay, you want to try and remove the container from this system?
So it doesn't lower from here directly?
No. You're on a landmass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. You think we're on some weird underwater base.
Yeah, you're not in an underwater base.
All right, so we've got 8 intervals left. Each action we take takes 2 intervals.
No. You're at 6 because you took an action to turn the thing off.
All right, 6 intervals left. Okay.
And
How far away?
And you do have a momentum, Blackwell, because you rolled an additional success.
Okay. Dr. Irva, how far away from the ocean are we?
I'd say 60 miles.
Our only chance is to get this to the shuttle, fly it out over the ocean, and dump it. Unless anybody has a better idea, that's the only thing I can think of is distance.
Ooh.
Oh, well, getting it out of the... getting the whole container itself out of the machine, that'll be quite difficult. We no longer have the option of draining the material into another receptacle.
And
Out
this
of
receptacle's-
curiosity, we tried lowering the pressure, right? And that made it worse. What if we increase the pressure?
maybe that's the next step. Turn it back on and ramp up the pressure.
So you're gonna try to turn it back on, ramp up the pressure, buy yourself some more time?
Apparently, yep.
Okay.
See if we can get it to reliquefy at least, and maybe if we go the other way, instead of cooling it, heating it up more, it'll... So while Valak is doing that, though, can I, at the same time, without using up more intervals, give more people some injections?
I'll say sure. I'll say that you
Okay.
can go around giving people injections.
I'm going to tell the doctor to physically evacuate the base of all non-essential personnel, get them, however the far hell away outside. It's a Class M planet. They can get out of the base. And
Yeah, it is a Class M planet.
yeah, so to evacuate the base on the planet. And then I'm going to give mixed injections of heronolin and lectrazine. Lectrazine increases the potency of heronolin to provide enhanced radiation protection, and I'm going to give that to everybody else who's remaining in this room.
Also, one additional fact. Thazonin, what are your focuses?
Astronavigation, combat maneuvers, small craft, warp field dynamics, cybernetics, and physical therapy.
I'd say small craft, but no. I want you to give... I just want you... This is a free task that I'm not going to have cost anything. I want you to give me an insight con check, or insight or reason con, difficulty 2. Very good.
Nice.
In fact, I know exactly how I want to do this. This is going to be cool how I'm going to make this work. I just have to pull a thing up. I want you. So, Thazonin, you're thinking about this whole problem and how much you wish you were back on the Hadfield right now. And then you recall this.
What am I recalling?
Okay, to let you know, I am
Decade.
Decks 7 and 8 USS Hadfield.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if you get it.
Deck 7 and 8, that should be the sensor. Right?
Let's see if you get it. And there's a specific reason I gave you... I had you make this roll.
Had me make this roll.
It's not the sensors.
The tractor emitters?
Nope. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
The warp core?
Ejection hatch? I don't know. What we're trying to do right now is try to figure out how to get this blob of radiation out of here, right? That's what we're trying to...
Are the antimatter containment modules?
That is not actually what this is in reference to.
Dang.
This is in response to one of the other problems you're having.
Which one?
I'm not telling you.
What problem?
We got 99 problems, but
I'm not
Deck
telling
7
you.
and 8 aren't one of them.
Oh boy, I'm not giving it to you.
Alright.
I
What
get.
problems do we have? Because...
Go on, crew. What kind of problems do we have?
All I know right now is we're trying not to die from Delta radiation.
Right. So, problem one, we're getting sick from Delta radiation. Problem two, the thing causing the Delta radiation when we tried to shut it down made it worse. So we've got this solid block, which is just pouring out Delta radiation at this point. So we don't have any method down here of containing it or quickly ejecting it to the sea.
Oh, okay. Okay. We need to scoop it up with the Hadfield.
Oh, you want us to scoop up the elephant's foot?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That took a little longer than it should have.
I don't know if you're on the exact line of logic that I thought you'd go on, but you're close.
There's a ramp, and put it in the storage, and then we just yeet it out the ejection hatch.
We release it into space. I don't know what could possibly go wrong.
More so, since you basically got it, I'll basically give it to you now that you've essentially got the answer. In terms of evacuating the planet to the Monarch,
Yeah, we can make one high difficulty roll.
no,
To-
not that.
Oh,
No. We use the Hadfield as an evacuation ship.
The
Plane's
Hadfield,
lame.
the Hadfield can make planetfall.
yeah.
Yeah. It can land.
Oh, but we don't have the space.
Yeah, but like, what is it? 6 people with 4 difficulty for 120 people versus loading up the ship.
Oh, dearie me. Alright, let's prep everything, I suppose. Well, perhaps you want to tell me this.
That is true. You could also
So-
link. You could also link the transporters.
Well, and yeah, there you could just make one difficult transporter roll to beam the rod.
I don't know.
Into space.
Into
I thought it
space
was
or
just too
whatever.
radioactive to get a lock on it.
Might be,
Yeah.
but yeah,
but-
if we land the Hadfield, we can get enough people on board. I mean, you can carry that many people in cramped conditions for a little bit till we get into space and can easily beam over to the Monarch where they have more room.
Do you want to tell me this in character?
Zonin, you're the one that was
Okay.
supposed to be thinking of this.
Yeah.
So, hold on. Are we picking up the elephant's foot, or are we picking up the people?
People.
People. Okay. All right, sir. I have a suggestion, if I may.
By all
Go
means,
ahead.
Why don't we just have the Hadfield land on the surface to pick all of us up? I mean, it can land, and I'm sure it's big enough to carry all 120 people on. I mean, it might be a little crowded, but I'm willing to bet people would rather be touching butts than, dead.
talk to the captain, make it happen.
So did the captain.
Go ahead, Lieutenant.
Might I suggest that we bring the Hadfield into the atmosphere to pick us all up so we don't die?
God, Jesus. Alright, I'm gonna activate CPO Zuma Omari on,
Yep.
and we're gonna make landfall.
Okay. Someone is gonna have to make that check. This
I'm
will
gonna make that check.
This will be a control con. It was going to be difficulty 3, but I think you have the improved reaction controls,
Which makes it difficulty 2.
because I think the improved reaction controls help with this.
Only if an obstacle would increase the difficulty.
Yeah, in which case the radiation is an obstacle.
Okay.
And you can give
Does
him something that's been activated before. He's already got precision maneuvering.
yeah, but does no? He's got evasive maneuvers. I'll give him precision. Okay, so as for focuses, helm operations, precision maneuvers.
And helm operations is a fine focus for this anyway.
Take a threat.
Okay, I will take a threat. And in fact, I will throw that and one more threat back. I will throw that and one more threat back at you to increase the complication range.
Alright. No. Wow, 18 and a 19. Look at that.
Hell yeah, brother.
Crap.
Uh-huh.
We're not making landfall anytime soon.
Well, hold on. Hold on.
Just crash the ship. We'll fix
I
it
was
later.
gonna say we're making landfall. That's gonna happen.
Another happy landing.
Womp. So what is gonna end up happening, because Jacoby, you didn't call for it, you're gonna take the ship is gonna take 4 damage. You did not have the shields up.
Oh, Christ almighty. Red alert, shields up.
So that is gonna be a breach.
Where to?
I gotta roll for it.
Yep.
It's a breach of
Generally, we don't
captainship.
put the shields up when we make landfall.
It's blue alert for landfall.
Yes, it's blue alert. In fact, I think I might even have a thing for you.
You do. I checked
Blue
it.
alert. Don't you watch Voyager?
No, in fact, I didn't.
It's the weird klaxon.
Can you hear it?
We can
Yeah.
hear it, yeah.
Yeah, I can't for whatever reason.
Me neither.
It's a very ugly sound.
It's very weird.
I like it.
You
It's
just
like
said
it
you
wants
can't
to be
hear
red
it.
alert.
No, but I know what it sounds like. I've heard it before.
Alright, where's the breach to?
I'm working on that. I have to pull up the breach table so that I know what that 7 I rolled actually gives me. 7 is sensors.
Oh, boy. Okay, a breach to our sensors, that's fine. We can continue on without that. Shields are now up.
Yeah,
let's
and-
make that check again, shall we?
Yep.
Come on, man. Don't fail me. Giving you another threat.
Okay.
Stop me now.
Oh my god. Okay, since it's a difficulty 2, we generate 1.
Okay, and I am gonna roll that again as the radiation.
Don't forget the ship.
Oh yeah,
Oh, right.
Don't forget the
ship.
don't forget the ship rolls
Wait. The ship gets to assist?
with engines
With
con.
engines.
Yeah, engines
My
con.
god.
Engines con, buddy.
The base difficulty.
My god, okay, we don't generate anything. You.
Okay, yeah, because did I say it was? Oh yeah, because it's difficulty 2 because, yeah, because of the
reaction control.
controls. So yeah, you despite some damage to the sensors that's gonna have to be ironed out, the Hadfield makes gentle contact on the planet's surface below, and it's at this point that I again need everyone to make me not on the Hadfield though, because they have their shields up now. I need everyone in the science facility to make me a fitness medicine difficulty 2 check.
Now remember, they've had the improved Heronolin and Lictrazine injections
Yep.
to improve their resistance.
Yep,
So-
that's why it's only difficulty 2.
Oh, is that why it's only difficulty 2?
Okay, Joaze is good. Blackwell's good. Oof. And who else? Is that it? I feel like
No, we still need
Zonin.
I thought it was the science
no.
people.
No, that's why you're making the roll, because you're with the science people.
Yep, you're here.
fitness medicine.
Fitness medicine difficulty 2.
I'm gonna spend a threat for my...
Gosh dang it, I
Oh,
keep dying.
crap.
They don't stop dying and they don't stop dying.
Don't stop.
Cardassians and cast eye.
How much stress do I have?
And
34.
the Cardassians seem to be a little bit wary, but they're okay. And the Zonin. I'm gonna mess you up, boy.
Hey, that's not nice.
There we go.
Don't worry, we'll get you a chair. You'll be able to beep around. It'll be great.
I'm gonna use that complication I got to re-roll those,
No.
and that's 6.
And I did not make it either.
Spend the determination.
You
I
want
want to spend a determination.
So you're spending your determination to avoid the injury.
Yeah.
Well, I assume it's going to be a bad injury.
Yes.
Yes.
So that okay. Just make sure you do not get injured again. As you're
Well-
as you're pushing through the radiation, the intense radiation exposure that you're feeling.
It's very intense.
So now what are you guys going to do?
First and foremost, on the ship that has just made landfall, make every preparation for a complete quarantine of the ship, and then open cargo doors, or however you get into the ship.
Okay, so you call for a medical quarantine, and then, oddly enough, against said medical quarantine, you open the ranks.
Open the ship, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like an alien, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, you're the captain, so you can make the ship do that.
Ah, right. Medical quarantine first. No people allowed on the bridge. This includes senior staff members until they are cleared of Delta radiation. Sort yourselves out.
Mm-hmm. So.
And we'll open the cargo bay door.
All right. Cargo bay doors open, and at this point, Blackwell, the lead researcher Chev, turns to you and says, "We're getting readings from all over. We're getting reports from all over the outpost. People are dropping."
Get everybody into the Hadfield. The shields protect you from the radiation. They'll get you off planet safe. Get your people out of here into safety. We'll handle things here. Dr. Agel, Casti, go with the research-based personnel and get to the Hadfield.
Understood. The Agel nods, and Barlock looks terrified.
Ooh, spooky.
All right, gentlemen, let's get this. See if we can't solve this problem here. Valak, you said you thought booting it back up and raising the temperature might have the opposite effect.
We can attempt to, yes.
Okay. In this case, it'll be I'm going to say that'll be a control engineering or science, difficulty 3, assisted by control engineering or science.
Okay, I can assist with control science. I know your control engineering is going to be the lead.
True. Go ahead and take a threat so I can get another die as well.
Okay, I am going to take it and spend another threat to increase the complication range.
Grinham, did the Hadfield landing take another 2 intervals?
Yes, it did.
So we're at 4. Assist. Oof, no help.
So yeah, that's a failure and a complication.
This is not going well.
Got maybe a determination to spend to reroll?
That's probably what we're gonna have to do. On to the next miracle. Just
Yeah, I'll absolutely accept that. that complication then. That 0 is a failure because you only re-rolled the 1 die.
Sorry, did not mean to do that.
So I count that 0. So yeah, no, still no success. You do
no success, but no comp.
Yeah, you don't have the complication, which is kind of the important thing. But you do spend another 2 intervals.
Right.
Guys.
One more shot.
Yeah. Fitness, medicine, difficulty 3 now.
Yeah, I guess I'll give you a threat for another die.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to as well.
Okay, so you got a complication, but you succeeded.
Right.
So... yeah. See, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to use that complication to mess with Valak.
Sorry, buddy.
Well, I'm just...
It was destined.
I'm gonna melt.
Oh, yeah, because now we're, yeah, so that's an injury. Because that's a full 7 stress. That might even be 2 injuries. Yep. Yeah, Valak goes down. He's not looking good at all.
I'm down.
In fact, that might even be lethal.
I think so.
He's dead, Jim.
Yeah.
When the sorry to interrupt, but when the delta radiation automatically be lethal?
Correct. No, so I'm saying, yeah, you're probably going to need to get him out of here now.
So if he zeroed out, like went hit 0 on a stress, or went past the stress during this, it's another injury.
Yeah. So yeah, I think, yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, Valak is gonna need some...
Yep, so let's help me with him.
Alright.
Get out of here and get on the ship. Should just be Hadfield people left here, so...
Yep. So y'all managed to pile onto the Hadfield.
Take Block directly to our advanced sick bay.
Mm-hmm. And I assume, Jacoby, you're gonna put on the shields?
Shields are on.
Alrighty. So yeah, you're getting reports. People are everyone's in. Sick bay is overwhelmed.
Of course it is.
Can I GTF? Well, can our pilot officer GTFO us from the?
You want the Zonin to pilot you guys out?
I said no. Nobody is allowed on the bridge due to the medical quarantine. So that includes senior staff officers.
Yep. So Zumo Amari.
Mm-hmm.
My crew support member will have to do.
Yep. So this will again be it's difficulty 3, but I'm gonna spend an additional 2 threat to make the to increase the complication range.
Okay, take 3 threat. I'm gonna take an additional 2 die.
Okay. Nice. Isn't it just great when you guys don't have any momentum?
Yeah, it's lovely.
And
Everybody dies.
Within con.
Roll 20 is not with us tonight.
We get it, right?
Yes, you do get it, and you get a momentum.
Yep. We use too much of it spying on Cardassians.
Yeah, exactly.
TG.
Gotta keep an eye on those Cardassians, man.
Hey, keeping up with the Cardassians.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you managed to pull yourself up out into orbit. Meanwhile, with Dr. Blackwell, yeah, Valak is currently sitting in a bio bed. He is not doing good. He is gonna need some...
Alright, yep, we're gonna activate the,
You guys don't have an EMH.
Right,
What?
no, I'm not gonna activate
One
an
of the
EMH.
most advanced ships in the fleet. We don't have an EMH.
Don't need an EMH, you have an E.
Advanced sick
Yeah.
bay.
Yeah,
which
So yeah, biobed. Definitely going to activate the pressor field, and we're going to bring out the multiphasic neural support system, since he's right there at the deadline.
Hey,
yeah, you
happy I made that with you.
Right?
So it
Yep.
saved my life.
Yep. So I don't know if this would be a surgery though.
Well, I mean, it's basically like say an upgraded cortical stimulator. I mean, he's
No, right, but you said
right.
pressor field, which
Oh well, fair enough. Yeah, that's just sort of habit.
That's a surgery thing.
Yeah.
Pressor
Yeah,
field.
fair enough.
Yep. I'm just seeing.
Close enough.
I'm just seeing what there is. I
But
will.
you-
Yeah, I will let the biobed be a thing though. It says It says performing surgery, but I'll let it count for
Right.
this. Ignores effects. So.
Oh, by the way, kill the blue alert, if you will.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Sorry.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay.
Being
It's hard because I can't tell.
Right.
So, it was going to be a much higher difficulty than this. It was going to be difficulty 4. Now it's down to difficulty 3 because of the biobed.
Okay.
And with, let me see, the cortical stimulator is what even lets you make this roll in the first place. But you do get to re-roll a die, I think was what I said you get to do with this.
With the multiphasic thing we invented.
Yes, with the specialized one you created.
I thought it was you get an
Oh,
extra die.
yeah, that's right. You get an extra die.
Yep.
Okay.
And
So-
it's worth noting that it's not like you bought it. So
Right. So we're looking at a difficulty 3 all told.
mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, screw this. I'm spinning a determination. Every life is worth saving. Obviously, Valak is worth
Yep.
saving.
Yeah, I think you have multiple values that come into play
Yeah.
here. This is what
So that's
this is what you do, Vola.
automatic
This is
success there.
automatic 2.
Yeah. So here, let's roll
I
this.
am, however, I was gonna say I'm gonna spend 2 threat to increase the complication range. Is that 0 and
Okay.
19? No. You are
This is 18.
you are so lucky.
Ooh.
So 4, 5.
Okay.
Which means
yeah.
we get 2 momentum.
Yep. And Volok's gonna be out of it for a while. He's not doing too great. But now Blackwell, he's stable, and the medical staff can take care of him. You have
Right.
much more. Now that, oh yeah, see if you got it back. You now have
Did
much. You have much. A much larger problem on your hands. A much wider reaching problem.
Yes, treating 120 people for radiation poisoning.
I need you to make me a reason medicine check. Difficulty 2. Oh, why'd you roll fitness medicine?
What?
You were supposed to roll control medicine. It doesn't matter, but
Okay.
Probably would have been better. Because I forgot to take it off fitness. Because that was the last medicine roll I made. Reason medicine difficulty 2. Okay, yeah. Better spin that momentum just to be sure I'm making it.
mhm.
Yeah, good thing.
And you can re-roll that 0.
That's right.
Okay.
There we go.
You get that momentum back. So, even now being informed that there's another ship that's going to be able to take all these people off your hands for you,
Mhm.
Even a larger starship isn't gonna be able to keep 120 people for a protracted period of treatment. These guys are gonna need a starbase.
Yep.
Blackwell to Bridge
Go ahead, Doctor.
is. We've got several patients here that are going to need protracted radiation treatment therapies. which neither the Monarch or the Hadfield can provide them. We're going to have to get them to
Or well,
Starbase.
well, the Hadfield could provide it, but you don't have enough. Like, both ships could provide it, but too many people need it.
Is the problem being able to synthesize what we need?
No, it's just the fact that there are 120 of them, and like well over 60 are probably going to need protracted treatment.
Okay.
And just neither of your two ships can handle that.
Yep. Well over half of the base personnel are going to need protracted radiation therapy, and we don't have the facilities, even combining the Monarch and the Hadfield, to do that. We can ameliorate their conditions temporarily, but we need to get them to a larger facility, a starbase. Do I know if 621 is the nearest, right?
Yep.
Do they have the facilities we need?
They do.
Mm-hmm. Starbase 621 has the facilities we need, but we need to leave as soon as possible.
Understood. We'll begin transport of all sufficient personnel on the Hadfield over to the Monarch, and maximum warp factor to Starbase 621. Make sure that all the bridge crew is safe from Delta radiation and come back at their earliest convenience.
Will do. Oh, and you might want to remind Tizonin to park the shuttle back in the ship.
Oh yeah, the shuttle's still on the planet's surface.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I told you we'd lose it.
Yeah.
Well,
we don't have enough time to go back for it.
Well, it's not permanently lost.
It's just,
It's just there.
by a nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
Can we just tractor it back into the bay?
No. Ensign Biss, I'm going to activate you. Begin transport.
You
Yeah.
you could just dock with the Monarch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just dock it and move it.
Oh, but that takes a lot longer.
Or I could say you could sync up your transporters, and that'll...
Yep, between that, and if we do both, it'll be real quick, because it's still 120 people. So.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're probably going to want to contact the Monarch then.
Okay, give me the Monarch on the horn, whoever's on off.
Yep. Captain Prax?
This is the Monarch.
Captain Prax, we have the medical emergency staff personnel on board with us. Have you prepared necessary
Preparation.
words are difficult.
Prepared to accept the evacuees.
Exactly. Have you prepared to accept the evacuees, Captain?
We have cargo bays 1 through 4 set up for triage units.
Understood. Notify your chief engineer to sync up the Hadfields and the Monarch's transporters, and we'll get them over to you as soon as we can.
Mm-hmm. Might want to also update Prax about the new requirement that you're gonna have to go to Starbase.
Oh, Captain Prax, once we're through, though, maximum warp factor to Starbase 621. The radiation victims will need sufficient treatment, and we cannot provide it, neither can you.
Very well.
Okay, let's begin transport then.
And Grinnan,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use both the medical team advantage and the advanced sickbay advantages to ensure that we're able to synthesize enough Haronolin and I can't even remember that.
Oh yeah.
Letrazine.
Yeah.
To Haronolin and Letrazine to keep everybody stabilized and alive until we can
In fact,
get to
I'll even
621.
I'll even say that with the exception of Commander Valak, who, by all rights should be dead.
Except for the multiphasic neural support system, which we developed on the Hadfield.
Yeah, but I'm saying by all rights, Valak should be dead.
By all rights, I was right next to a nuclear reactor, but okay.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, you got spocked.
Ah,
you got Wrath of Khan spocked. That's exactly what happened.
Thank God for Romulan.
He's dead, but not really dead.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that everyone, not only on the not only on the senior staff, so Jueza, Zonin, you, but also the other civilian scientists are clear.
Okay.
Because they were with you. They were the people who got, like, the most injections, the most...
Right.
So they've had the best chance of staving this thing off, and they have.
Boy, oh boy.
So they're actually okay now. And, like, they're cleared from sickbay.
Okay.
Because, currently, if they're okay, they're in the way.
Right.
It's one of those things.
Yeah. Pretty much if you're walking wounded, walk.
Well, it's...
Triage, my gentleman.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
well, it's a little more complicated than that because radiation poisoning is sort of an invisible killer. So.
Oh yeah.
But if they're absolutely cleared, which the Zone and Jueza, you and all of the civilian scientists are, they're good to go. So they're just on the Hadfield right now. And I presume they've, like, been given quarter.
If we can spare any, I mean,
yeah.
If not, they're gonna have to bunk with some other people
yeah,
in the cargo bay.
Yeah, Hadfield has guest quarters.
Yeah, we have a few, and there's only, 4 of them, so yeah.
Or 6 of them, but...
That's right, 6.
Right, the
forgetting the
special
ball
civilian
cannon.
science team. Yeah, we can handle them.
Yeah, it's only 6 of them.
The rest of the base is being transferred. Personnel is being transferred to the Monarch.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm unconscious. Why am I saying things?
Yeah.
And Lieutenant Zonin, get us over to Starbase 621, maximum warp factor that we can.
So, well, here's the thing: the Monarch can outpace you handily.
Meaning we should transfer all of our patients to the Monarch.
Yeah. And in addition, I'll let you in on a little fact, Jacoby. It would be a very bad idea to leave this planet unattended.
Okay, transfer everyone to the Monarch then. Except the scientists. Those are staying with us.
Except the scientists.
Right. So the Federation Cavra, and Cardassian team will stay on the Hadfield, but all the base personnel, the Majorans, 120 of them will be on the Monarch to go to 621.
Yep.
Right.
And Blackwell, specifically for you, it might be a good idea for you to accompany the Monarch.
Hint, hint, hint.
Fair enough. Gather a ditty bag.
Yeah. Even if it's just a temporary bit for now,
Right.
might be a good idea for you to accompany all the people because you were there on Ground Zero, and the Monarch's medical staff is going to need all the help it can get.
Fair enough.
Like, you might even bring some of your own people along.
Okay.
You're welcome to take as much medical staff as you need, and I'll see you on the other side.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. And so I assume, so actually this would be a good point for, Captain Prax. The door, the turbolift door here opens, and a very ragged-looking Starfleet medical officer walks in. Looks like this guy.
Oh, we're on the bridge.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Looks like this guy. Looks like this commander has been. This lieutenant commander has been through the ringer. You're a lieutenant commander, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Looks like this lieutenant commander's been through the ringer today.
Dr. Samson Blackwell reporting, Captain.
Very well. Do you have everything you need, Doctor?
Yes, we've got plenty of the medicines we need to keep everybody alive and treat radiation short term. Neither vessel, even our combined, we don't have the facilities for longer term radiation treatment. Delta radiation is particularly nasty.
Is there any containment situations that I need to be aware of, Commander?
Not aboard ship. The planet is definitely a hazard. The base. We'll need specialized teams to go down there and get things under control and contained and decontaminated. But while the patients are suffering from radiation sickness, they are not themselves radioactive or emitting any sort of dangerous radiation.
Very well. Work with Dr. Anderson, and also the ship-wide EMH system is at your disposal.
Understood, Captain. I'll be in sickbay if you need me.
Very well, and good luck, Doctor.
And I go into the turbolift and sickbay. And when it drops me on that deck, I look around and I go to the L cars on the wall and just go, direct me to sickbay, please.
And it gives you a little map.
Oh my God, this place is a maze. This is worse than the old Tecumseh. And I'll start seeking out sickbay in this huge ship.
Mm-hmm. And Captain Prax, after about 15 minutes, you get the word up from the medical department that everyone is secure and you're ready to depart. You know, you are ready.
Understood. Ops, open a channel to the Hadfield.
Captain Jacoby, you are receiving a hail.
This is Captain Jacoby. Go ahead.
Captain Jacoby, we have secured all injured personnel. We're about ready to depart. Just let you know, and good luck.
Godspeed, Captain Prax. I'll see you on the other side. We'll have to postpone that tea for some other time then.
We will.
Mm-hmm. And close the channel, and after about 5 seconds... I hope that worked.
Core breach.
Warp!
Yep.
I didn't hear it, so I just made it.
Yep. So, we do have one more scene before we end the episode for the night.
Okay.
Yeah, or it and how long that scene takes just sort of depends on you guys.
Oh boy.
Kind of. So, what are you guys gonna do now? Because now all the senior staff is back on the bridge, minus Volok.
I was gonna say, I think I'm
And
still
mine is the
bad.
doctor, so I'm stuck with Rugan, and I'm stuck with...
Yeah, Rugan, Thazonin, and Jueza.
And Jueza. Sorry, Chief.
Thank you.
What do we want to do?
Maybe some sort of quarantine of the planet and stuff like that. And I'm a conscious.
So, Lieutenant Rugan, where is the radiation coming from? You were down there, right?
Do I have to play Rugan now?
Oh wait, is Rugan not here?
Yeah,
he had to leave.
Rugan had to leave after an hour. That's why he hasn't said a thing this whole time.
Gosh dang it.
You were
God
while
damn!
I left.
God, Jesus!
God, Jesus.
Lieutenant Zonin, where's the radiation coming from?
Okay, yeah, Zonin, you walk over to... well, actually, you can't tell right now.
Oh, yeah.
Sensors are kinda effed.
Ensign Biss, since you're already activated, how about you fix our sensor?
We're actually in a different scene, but yeah, you can activate him again for your third. This is your third crew support of the episode, so this is your last one.
Ensign Biss, fix my sensors.
All right, and he presses a few buttons and done.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it's just a minor task to do.
Yep.
Now, Lieutenant Zonin, where is the radiation coming from?
Okay, this will be a insight science, assisted by the ship's sensors science. I think you actually might not have the advanced sensors this time because they have a breach.
Yeah.
The breach is taken care of, though.
No,
he simply, basically, the minor action allows him to reroute some stuff, but it's still there.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
still
can
a.
we get him to fix the breach?
No, that's the kind of thing
No, that's
that only
that's
goes.
like a space
Yeah,
stock thing.
yeah, that only goes away like between episodes.
Okay, then let's roll it at standard difficulty.
Yeah, because let me see. I just want to make sure that I'm remembering that correctly. I think the advanced sensors. Yeah, unless the ship sensors have suffered one or more breaches. So.
Yep.
You're just acting at standard difficulty 3.
Oh jeez. Alright. Take this momentum, right? Roll 3 dice, and Grennan
Brett,
take another
Brett,
2 threat.
Well, it's science. So
Yeah, it's fine. So take another 2 threat, and
Oh,
then
geez,
given
okay.
also momentum.
okay, so I'm gonna throw that
Zonin,
back.
You're rolling.
I'm throwing that 2 threat back at you to
What am I
increase the
rolling?
complication range. Insight science, assisted by the ship's sensors science. Now,
Inside science, you're rolling 4 dice, mind you. 4.
yep, and
Difficulty 2?
don't forget, you also get to reroll the ship's die because the ship does get
Yep.
to assist with sensor science.
And your complication range is at 1, right?
No, 2, because I spent that 2
Okay,
threat you
2.
gave me.
Your complication range is on 2. Do you have any sort of focus that you could use in this?
Oh, what are we doing?
You're trying to scan the radiation.
I don't think you do. Your stuff's
No, he doesn't. No.
flying and
So just
cybernetics.
roll. Could be worse. Science.
And don't forget the ship. You can re-roll it.
And we did.
Huzzah!
So you could spend that 2 momentum you gain out of that to cancel that complication.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, so... good news, by the looks of things, this radiation will probably burn through itself in a few days.
But until then, it must be contained. Where is it coming from?
Well, you already knew that. It's coming from that chamber inside the it's coming from inside the base there.
Yeah.
You knew that. You knew that. But what this has told you is that
Decay rate.
that as long as it's allowed to sort of burn itself out, all that'll have to happen is like a Starfleet Corps of Engineers ship is going to have to come in and do some radiation scrubbing. But
Until then,
after
Chief Kiji, do you think we could set up a force field around the facility? Doesn't have to be anything fancy, just to keep the radiation out.
Sure, why not?
Or to keep the radiation in, shall we say.
Setting up a force field like that would be very difficult for a ship of your size, but
perhaps we can channel our deflector energy into the force field.
Yeah, you could try to do a deflector thing to help keep the you could try to use the deflectors to help keep the to keep it contained.
Exactly. So fire a deflector beam at the facility, which could form a bubble around the facility, which could keep the radiation in.
Okay, I think this will be this will be control engineering assisted by the ship's structure science.
Okay, Biss is gonna roll that one. Control engineering.
I'm gonna make it difficulty 3.
All right, take a threat.
And I'm going to throw another threat back at you. Complication range again.
Okay, take 2 more threats.
Okay.
Biss has a focus in deflector technology.
Yes, that totally works.
Go Biss. Oh yes, Biss.
Alrighty.
With what did you say? Structure engineering.
Structure science. It's okay. You got it anyway.
It's okay.
So yeah, the radiation is a beam of energy pours out from the deflector dish and sort of spreads out over the facility. As best you can tell, the resonance that it's causing will, at the very least, keep the thing contained for the time being. It won't spread across the planet and cause any lasting ecological damage.
That's good. That's always good because it was such a pretty move. Well, crew, that's it for a day. Go rest up. Go to get some grub, and yeah, call it a day.
Mm-hmm. Are any of you guys going to do anything else?
Nah.
Is
Jueza?
Valak okay?
Nah, he's dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he will be. He's just he was so badly injured that he's really having to stay in sick bay and get back up on his feet. But
Well, he's probably unconscious, right? So if he's unconscious, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna stay next to my first officer in the med bay, talk to him a little bit.
yeah, we had
hold
to
his
use
hand.
the Romulan technology to turn him into a zombie.
So,
Dang it.
So Jueza, I'm just thinking how I'm gonna do this. You know what? I think I know how I'm gonna do this, because he was on the planet, and I can see this making sense, and I'll even spend the 2 threat to make it work this way.
Of course.
So don't worry, it's not even something bad. It's just more so to get the character to take the actions that I feel like he'd be the character that he would find this and bring it to you. So Rugan is actually going to come to you, Jueza, with and as in his own words, he says, I don't know entirely what to make of this information, but I think that the scanner data that I acquired on the planet is something that you will find illuminating.
Very good. What was the data?
And as you look over the data, something hops out at you. The way that the reaction changed based on like the computer logs from the base, they're inconsistent. Something was introduced to that system. Something that wasn't supposed to be.
So there was tampering.
There was tampering.
Does it look like Cardassian tampering?
You don't know right now.
And what was the stuff that was found that was not supposed to be there?
More so, unknown chemical compounds in the mixture.
Perhaps we could scan everyone and see if anyone has any residue of this chemical compound on them.
So who are you gonna go to first?
The Cardassians.
Of course you are. So, you go to their quarters, press the door, and the Cardassian, the doctor opens the door and he says, What? What do you... It's you again.
I just need to check for something, you don't mind. For your own safety, of course.
What is this about?
Well, we'll just scan, and if we don't find anything, it's nothing to worry about.
Give me a presence command or presence security. I'll allow. Difficulty 3.
Do I have anything to give?
I
think I should after that 4 roll. Oh, dang, you already rolled. I was gonna give you some momentum for that. Because we definitely generated some after that.
Well, what I will allow, Jueza, if you want, you really should have called it before, but I would have let you use the value Bajorans need more respect to spend your determination. and get an extra 2 successes. I will let you do that because it's a rule that I don't think you've ever really used before. I know you don't usually use your determination.
Yeah.
So that'll be 4 successes, which is enough plus 1.
Okay.
So you get a momentum, and roll a challenge die. See if you get your determination back.
Okay, 1 challenge die.
You get it back.
Easy
Cool.
peasy lemon squeeze.
So you do have a determination again. To spend
Very
again.
determined.
Yeah, to spend again later should you need. And so it's really one of those things of this Cardassian so very much wants to talk down at you right now, but, well, you're the chief of security, and you're on your home turf. And you're also very imposing. And he says, fine, what do you need?
Just gonna... Do I have a tricorder on me?
Yeah,
by
I'm
chance?
sure you do.
Yeah. Just gonna take some samples off your hands and clothing here.
Okay, I mean, I'm sure you can do that. I mean, are you looking for something in particular?
The chemical that was found that caused the sabotage.
Gonna just pop a couple of threat. In fact, I might even. Okay, yeah. So give me a insight science difficulty now because I spent that threat. Difficulty 3 check.
Oh shit.
You do have momentum.
We definitely do. So take all 3 for 2 extra dice.
Alright, so that's 4 dice.
4 dice, yep.
Alright, because I'm gonna need it because my science is a 1.
And you do succeed. You don't exactly detect it on them, but you are detecting some trace amounts in the air.
On the ship?
Yeah, I mean, just sort of. I mean, it's very minor particulate. It doesn't necessarily prove that they did it, but it proves at the very least that someone who is, someone on the ship has been in contact with that chemical.
Okay. I guess I'll go and start scanning those
Ocean
What are they called?
binars.
Yep. I am actually going to spend another 2 threat, and basically, to save you the time, it's similar thing.
Okay.
So this particular route of questioning is a dead end. If you could...
Might need to interrogate some people.
I could do some interrogations. Perhaps bring the doctor and his assistant to my security office.
Okay. So you gonna do that?
Yep.
And I'd say that you would normally have to make a check, but because you're the security chief and you have the security teams, they see to it that they come to your office.
And I'm gonna put them in. I want to put them like in separate rooms.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So first, I'm going to start with the assistant that I was following earlier.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of walk in and give him a very stern look.
Can I do something for you?
Yeah, yes you can. Tell me, what do you know about?
I'll call it.
Do I know
I'll call it Therium Blue.
Therium Blue?
Therium Blue. Is that a new drink?
I guess it could be, but in this case, was used to sabotage the experiment, nearly killing all those Bajorans.
What, and you think that I have something to do with it? Newsflash, I was in there as well. I almost died along with the rest of you.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm going to.
Wait, I want you to give me Insight Security opposed.
Now, can I use interrogation as a focus?
Absolutely.
All right, insight, security, 2 dice. We don't have any momentum, do we?
Ooh, buddy.
None whatsoever.
But you're probably not even going to need it with the kind of roll this guy just made.
Yeah, you got a crit fail.
Yeah, you got a momentum out of that. Dude's lying through his teeth. You've seen enough Cardassians to know that this guy is lying hard. He knows exactly what happened in that room.
Ah, very good, very good. I'm glad to hear that you did not have anything to do with this. You know, I'm really for Cardassian relations with Bajorans. I'm gonna go talk to your senior officer and tell him, though, that you did talk to me about this. Just see what he says.
Hang on. I see. And he starts just sort of fiddling with his hands a bit.
Last chance. Otherwise, I go and tell him about how you just talked about that blue agent. But I'm sure he trusts you. I mean...
Yes, he does.
Ah, good. As I start to walk out, I go to the other one. And I walk in and I say, "Good day. How are you today?"
Let's get this over with.
Yes. Well, I really don't need much from you. Your subordinate was actually quite helpful.
Well, that's what he does. He assists.
Of course. He was extremely helpful to me in my investigation. Hearing about that agent, what was it called again?
Therium Blue is the name.
Therium Blue. I mean, that was really quite clever.
Therium Blue? I mean, I know it's a compound used in radiogenic research, but...
I know. Well, I mean, you coming up with that idea, I grant you that's a stretch. I mean, you, a Cardassian, coming up with that, that was a little hard to believe.
What are you implying? And he looks offended.
Well, I mean, you could prove that you came up with it, but I don't believe that you could come up with that.
Okay, with all that said, I want you to give me an insight security opposed.
Okay.
Take a momentum from last.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to spend a threat on this one.
And I can still use my interrogation
Yep.
focus.
You can tell by the kind of guy that this dude is. Oh, I have to make a roll, though.
Roll of life.
Yeah. Okay. You can tell by the kind of guy that this doctor is. He is the kind of guy who loves credit over everything else. And the way you're needling him and the way he's reacting, you actually think that he has no idea what you're talking about.
What?
Interesting. So, tell me, if, since you apparently had nothing to do with this, you were going to use Therium Blue, how would you do it?
If I was going to use it?
Yes, if you were going to. I mean, we know that you didn't, but if you were, just tell me what would be the most practical way of sabotaging.
Presence Command, difficulty 2.
Okay.
I ain't got nothing for this one. Actually, I do, because you rolled a 4 and I think we gain 3. Or no, 2, because we won and then
Yeah.
here, have 1. That's all we
Alright,
can
so
spare.
3 rolling.
That does it. It was Presence Command.
Yeah, but he rolled a 4 anyway, so
Oh, it's the same either way.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. So, yeah, he just sort of says, well, I mean, I suppose, given that Therium Blue is a general destabilizing agent, we don't use it that much, given how volatile it is. But you would just introduce it into the mixture in almost any amount, and it would cause, a horrific chain reaction.
Yes, similar to what we experienced down on the planet.
Are you implying that someone did that deliberately?
I would never imply anything. This is simply a hypothetical scenario.
Now you listen to me. If someone threatened, if someone did this on purpose, and put my and my assistant's life in danger, I need to know. And he looks pissed.
Yes. You will be informed as soon as I get around to it. And with that, I walk out and close the door.
Okay.
And I go back to the assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you ready to tell me the rest, or you still want to just sit there?
He looks around and he says, I refuse to say another word without my commanding officer.
I see. Because he didn't think that you were capable of this kind of thing. You know, this is above your pay grade.
Gonna spend another 2 threat. He's clammed up. He's probably not. He's as he said. He's definitely pulling the I'm not gonna speak without my lawyer bit.
Very well. If you want your commander in here to hear all the facts, I can certainly bring him in.
All right.
And I will go and fetch the commander and bring him in.
All right. And
So, you wanted some information about the investigation.
Yes. What have you found?
Well, your subordinate here actually knows more about this than anyone. Perhaps you should ask him.
What is this about? And he looks at his assistant and he says, "Oh, well, look. And he looks to either side and says, "I can explain. If you would just hear me out." And his commanding officer starts to walk over to him rather aggressively. Just, this is the angry commanding officer wanting to know what the hell's going on. And then Jaweza, quicker than you can react, Barlock rushes forward, grabs his commander, swings him around, reaches into his jacket, and he pulls out a small, it looks like a gun, but it looks like it's like made from makeshift components. Like it looks
Okay.
it looks like it was kind of hastily thrown together from scrap parts. And he just sort of holds it, he holds it to the doctor's side. He says, "Now not another move."
I just start laughing. He's a Cardassian. What do I care if you shoot him? As I start walking closer.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit. So, as you are walking towards him, we are cutting up to the bridge as, who's behind tactical right now?
Crewman, the crewman
Marth? Sir, we have a ship incoming at high warp.
Identification?
It's... And he looks up and he says, "It's Cardassian. Weapons are armed."
Red alert, shields
And
up.
hang on. Well, nope. This is a plot thing. Where
Are we gonna die?
Where is it? Do I have the sound effect? I know I've got the sound effect for it. Ship rocks. You all do the shaky thing. Everyone do the shaky thing. Everyone shimmy.
Consoles explode.
And yep. Because they just hit you with shields down. Jaweza, the lights in the room that you're in go out. You hear a the sound of a magnetic weapon being fired. And then you hear the din of a transporter beam as the figure who is standing before you in the dim light of the room, Barlock, disappears in a transporter beam.
Can I try to jump into the beam?
I'll allow it.
They're not taking my prisoner.
Do me a daring security check.
Here, have a momentum. I want you to do this. You don't have your phaser on.
I'm gonna make this a difficulty 2.
You got this.
Oh, shit.
Oh no! You're gonna get your molecules scrambled.
So, I'll tell you.
So we just sent our doctor
So
away.
here's the best part. So I'm gonna say you succeed. You scramble into the transporter beam with him, but as you're scrambling into the transporter beam, you feel him sort of throw you a bit, because you're jumping into an unstable transporter beam. You weren't expecting this. And as the transporter beam fades and you're in a different room now, the throw finishes, and you find yourself falling back, and the last thing you recall before your vision goes dark is yelling, something hitting the back of your head, and then it all goes black. Meanwhile, on the bridge of the Hadfield, you're calling out damage reports, and you see this Cardassian Galler-class warship on the screen in front of you, as you're getting damage reports from all over the ship. Systems are down, engines are offline, and all of a sudden, the Cardassian ship just warps away and is gone. And that is where we end Fission.